Good evening and welcome to Independence High School for the 2021 Chagrin Valley Conference Boys Basketball Media Day. I am Steve Hare, the CVC Sports Information Director, and we've got a whole bunch of basketball to talk with you tonight. We're going to start out with the Chagrin Division with a different look since Lutheran West is kicking off the event. They've got a scrimmage to get to tonight, so we fit them in, moved them up from the Metro Division into the Chagrin Division. So we are going to kick things off with the Longhorns and head coach Jordan Duke. Coach, welcome, and looking forward to talking some basketball with you. But let's start out. Go ahead and introduce the guys you brought with you, and then give us a little elevator pitch. What can we expect out of the Longhorns this season?
Yeah, well, first of all, thanks for having us. We're extremely excited and thankful for you guys, putting this on for us in our conference. But to my left, I have DJ Robinson, who is a senior, and to my right, I have Antonio Mendina, who is also a senior. They've been a part of the boys basketball program now for 4 years. This will be their fourth year. And what you can expect from us is a lot of intensity, a lot of hard work, playing hard, extremely hard. That's kind of the culture that we are bringing. And, just being able to be a competitive team every year, every year, and especially this year. We've got some really good seniors. We got some really good, freshmen and sophomores, just a variety of different styles of kids. And we're excited to be able to showcase that within our division and within our conference. And we're excited to get started.
All right, let me start. We'll hit the players right away. We'll go with Antonio first over there to my left, left on your screen. Antonio, you come into a senior year. You've got to be. It's got to be a little bit bittersweet, as it's exciting to get another season going. But then the realization hits that it's your senior year. So what's going through your mind as you embark on this last year of high school basketball?
I just had that same bittersweet feeling that you just said with football season ending down. And now I'm super excited. The guys that have been brought in, the freshman class, some of the transfers, and they're just looking amazing. They have the same ideas as we do, and we're not looking for our season to end as fast as regular season. We still have way more past that as well.
When you look at the preseason so far and how practices are going, what do you see out of your teammates?
I see extreme intensity, and I see amazing competition. They just know how to come to practice, turn it on and turn it off the court, and I just see it going amazingly far this week.
When you look at the team, what is it that you guys are trying to do any given night?
Control the controllables, come out as hard as we can, as intense as we can, and just play as hard as we can. Some nights shots won't fall, but you can make up for it with intensity.
What do you see growth-wise from last year to this year? Obviously, you graduated some players. You've got some new guys stepping up. But, what differences have you seen so far?
I see way more, passion for the game. At first, we played passionate and played intense, but it was we're on a whole different level now, a whole different guys and a whole different mindset.
And what kind of goals do you have individually and as a team for this season?
We want to take it all the way this year. We don't want our seniors to leave on a bad note. We want them to leave as happy as we can be and just take it all the way.
Outstanding. Well, good luck to you this year. Let's move that on over to DJ, all the way to coach's left. DJ, same question. Obviously, you're coming in senior year. There's, obviously you have that excitement of just kicking off a new season, but at some point you're going to realize that, hey, man, this is it. This is last year of high school basketball. How you kind of processing all that right now?
Like you said, it's bittersweet moment, and as Tony said, but I really don't want it to be like that. I want it to be, I want to be satisfied by the end of this season, be coming out with a winning season and looking back saying, there's not much I could have done better, and just having that end mentality of, we did the best we could and this is where we are. So less of the bittersweet moment, but more of a satisfied season, I'd say.
You were a honorable mention all-conference performer last season in the CVC. Obviously, you probably want to move up and get second team or first team, the obvious goals. What's it going to take to do that? What do you have to do?
I guess pushing myself each and every day. I got Coach Duke has surrounded me with great teammates, great coaching staff to push me every single day. I've already seen it even before the season has begun. But, just having my teammates there and coaches there, continuing to push me every single day to be a better player and a better person.
You're a senior. Obviously, seniors typically take on that leadership role, mentoring the younger guys. How do you do that? What is it that you do to display that leadership?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I look to I expect a lot of people, so I want to win, and Coach Duke right here wants to win as well, just as much as me. So I kind of expect that out of my teammates, and they've really filled in those roles of wanting to win as well. So, kind of pushing back and forth with them and expecting more and more out of them each and every day has really just pushed them to be better players and continue to fill those roles.
What do you see as the biggest challenges for the Longhorns this season?
I guess molding together and playing together. A lot of us haven't really played much together before this year. Coming into usually our freshman through junior years, we had all usually played together before. Coming in this year with a little bit of a different dynamic of a team, just getting to know each other, getting to mold together, see how our games interact together, and just finding who we are on the court together.
All right, sounds good. Good luck to you. Coach, back to you. We've heard from a couple of the guys, and, these two are seniors, so I expect that you look for them to make some big plays for you this year. But who else do you need to step up and make those key plays?
I'm more of a, holistic point of view type of person. I think our team has to step up. I think our everybody who steps on the floor has to be ready to play, has to be ready to take on an assignment, a job, and do it at a high level. And if we can do that with anybody who steps on the floor, then I think we will have more successful nights than not so successful. If we can take ownership of what we need to do every single night and do it at a high level. And like Tony said, I preach control the controllables. If we can control the things that we can control and do the things we need to do, I think everybody, will be fine and we'll have the season we want to have.
Keys to success. What's it going to take for you guys every night to go out, play consistently, and come out on top?
Yeah, so Keith says, kind of piggybacking off what DJ said, we have to mold together. We got a different dynamic. We had some guys come into the school. We had guys that were already at the school. We have to be able to know where guys are on the floor and know where they need to be and adjust to different styles of play and how different people plays. That's one huge piece of it. The other piece to success is just us playing at a high level, intensity, and being able to play hard all the time. Like that's what we expect. We expect for you to play hard no matter what's going on. Offensively, defensively, you can control playing hard. And I think that is a staple of what we preach on an everyday basis. And that's a huge key to what we need to do to be successful.
Lutheran West is one of the newer schools into the CVC. And I believe you're newer, so you probably don't know as much about the previous conference they were in. But have you heard from players or former coaches just on the differences between the old league and the CVC?
Not much, but just watching a bunch of film from last year. I know in the Metro Division there's some very good coaches. They do a really good job preparing every single night to make sure that their teams are ready to go to play. And I'm just excited to be able to meet some of those people and develop relationships and compete on the floor and try to, continue to put Lutheran West basketball, at a level of success, and bring some stability in the success department to the basketball program.
Outstanding. All right, Coach. Well, I appreciate you and your players making the trip over here to Independence for Media Day. I know things kick off next week for real, so I wish you all the best of luck, and I'll see you on the court somewhere soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, bye.
That was the Lutheran West Longhorns here at the 2021 Chagrin Valley Conference Boys Basketball Media Day. Up next, we are going to roll right into the Chagrin Division, starting with the Hawk and Hawks. Before that, we're going to thank our sponsor, Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery.
Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery diagnoses and treats facial pain and injuries, and also offers a full range of dental implants and bone grafting procedures. Look no further than the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery for all of your oral surgery and cosmetic surgery needs. Please visit their website at www.ohsurgery.com.
Okay, up next here at the 2021 Chagrin Valley Conference Boys Basketball Media Day are the Hawk and Hawks. Got head coach Josh Nugent and several players here. Coach, we're going to start right with you. Just want you to go ahead and introduce the players that you brought with you, and then just give us your elevator pitch. What can we expect out of the Hawks in 2021, 2022?
Yeah, sure. So we brought our three captains. We brought our three captains here today. So we have junior Dominic Johnson, senior AJ Sands, and senior Edward Ross. I think the thing that you can really expect from us this year is to compete. That's something we're preaching every single day is the way we compete, how we compete, and everything that we do. And we want to really get up and down and attack people and make people uncomfortable with the way we play. And so it just really comes back to that just mindset of competing every single day and doing our best to improve.
Last year, tough season for everybody all the way around. You guys, I believe, 5-12, so didn't get in all your games, that kind of thing. Hard to get that consistency going when you have stoppages and guys missing practice, things like that. So how different has this preseason been compared to last year?
Yeah, it's been nice. It's been nice to kind of get back to some normalcy. We just had our first couple of scrimmages this week, so I think our guys were really itching to play. We had 12 or 13 practices before we saw somebody different. So it's nice to be able to install things, work on it, rep it, knowing that you're going to have games and scrimmages around the corner. Knock on wood. We know that things will still happen this year, but it has been nice to get back to a little normalcy. I can remember last year, telling these guys what. First game got canceled. First game got pushed back. We probably had to do that, I don't know, 5 or 6 times. And so right now it's been nice to kind of know that we've got things coming and put in the work with something to look forward to.
All right, let's start talking to a couple of your players. Dom, we're going to start there and just work our way down the table. Coming in, as Coach said, last year was just rough, trying to get everything going, just getting that consistency, getting the mindset right. How different has it been for you this year, just knowing that, hey, things are a little bit different. We know our schedule is going to be there for us, hopefully. And, how does that kind of settle things down for you to just kind of prepare for what's coming?
Definitely feel more comfortable with the schedule and knowing that we have for sure things coming our way. For me, it's still been a little bit different for me. I'm coming off a sprained ankle injury, so I'm still on the sidelines helping my team out. So still different for me. Basically.
What is your role? What is Coach looking for you to do each night?
Oh yeah. I'm definitely going to be the leader. I'm along with my captains, my teammates. But floor general, get everybody pumped, make sure everybody's doing what they got to do at all times. We want to elevate our game this year.
What is different in your game from last year compared to this year, coming into your senior season?
Junior season.
Junior season. I'm sorry.
Definitely going to be shooting the ball a lot more, being more comfortable with that, just letting the ball go.
What are you hoping to accomplish this year? Just you've got obviously your team roles, but you probably have some goals of your own that you want to hit.
I definitely want to go back-to-back first team all CVC.
What's it going to take for you to do that? Tough league playing in there, but so you got some competition you got to deal with. So you got to bring it every night. What's it going to take for you to achieve your goals?
Oh, same mindset as always. I've always had. Go play hard, play for your team, and hey, the results are the results.
Who is the dark horse on the Hawken team this year that maybe nobody's ever heard of yet, but they will soon?
I'm gonna give it to David Dettelbach. Yeah, David. Yeah, big man. Our new big man is coming from freshman. He played freshman last year, taking a big step on varsity. He has a different type of skill set. I'm excited to see what he's going to do next year, or this year.
Okay. All right, let's slide that down to AJ, another captain. AJ coming into, you're a senior, correct? Yeah, so coming into your senior year, you probably have some mixed emotions. You're excited, but you also realize that, in 22, 23, 24 games, that could be it. What are you feeling as you embark on a new season?
Well, first and foremost, I'm just grateful for playing. It's always a blessing just to be in the position to, play the sport I love. I'm really just looking forward to just giving it all every single night. I just really like playing the sport. So,
what is your role on the team? What does coach and your teammates expect out of you?
with me, you kind of know what you're going to get. Really aggressive, attacking the floor, attacking the rim when I get the ball. Relentless pursuit on defense as well. Really just trying to guard their best player, trying to just disrupt the game in many different ways, rebounding the ball.
What are your strengths? What is coach has expectations of you, but what are the things he doesn't have to worry about that he knows you're going to bring on a nightly basis?
He knows I'm going to play hard. I'd say my effort on the court is one of my strengths. I also think my ability to attack the rim and my finishing ability is another one of my strengths. So.
Playing in the Chagrin division, you have a new team up there that moved up from the Metro division, Richmond Heights. Two out of the last 3 years they went to the Final Four. They were in a regional final in 2020, and then the rest of the season got canceled due to COVID. So obviously that's going to elevate things up there in the Chagrin division. You excited about that, just seeing that type of competition?
Yeah, I'm always excited for competition. I mean, they're obviously a fantastic team, fantastic program, but, I love competition, and we as a team, we love to compete, so it'll be a good one.
What other games do you have circled on your calendar? Any games that you're really eyeing?
Yeah, I got Chagrin. Eyeing Chagrin on my calendar because we had two really close games last year. One went into overtime. The other one was a 1 or 2 point loss at our place. So we haven't been able to get them the last couple years, but I feel like this is our time. So that's a game that's circled on our calendar.
All right, sounds good. Let's slide over to Edward down there. Last but not least, for sure, Edward. Just talk about what you're feeling heading into a new season.
Obviously, I'm very excited for the season, like everybody else. It's definitely a weird feeling knowing that it's going to be my last year. I've played on varsity for 3 years, and just knowing that this is my last chance to, play with my friends, represent Hawken basketball. It's a weird feeling. Very excited.
So sophomore year, you go in playing varsity. You had to, have big old wide eyes as that sophomore, and then last year, the junior season, COVID really just disrupted everything. So this is kind of the first year you can walk in feeling pretty confident. Is that changing the way you approach things?
I would say, yeah. I got some of that senior confidence added to my head, but I'm not really gonna change my play style much, but added confidence can help anybody.
Five wins last year. That's not the Hawken way. And again, we can go back to how different everything was for everybody. How eager are you and your teammates to kind of put that season behind you and just get things back to the Hawken way?
Yeah, I think everybody's super eager. We're all talking about how we can get more wins this year, especially because 5 wins, yes, that's not that much, but we had a ton of close games, and we just got to learn how to finish, and we believe we can do this year.
Cool. What kind of goals do you have for your senior year, individually and as a team?
I know I just got to make the most out of every moment, giving it my hardest every single second on the court this year, and have fun and win games.
Outstanding. All right, Coach, let's throw it back to you. We heard from your players here, a few of them at least, and obviously you're going to have to play with more than 3. So tell us a little bit about some of the other Hawks that we can count on making some big plays all year.
Sure. We have a pretty versatile group this year that we're really excited about. So we've got a good mix of young guys and veterans in. So Quinn Peterson is a senior forward who's going to be playing for us, and he can do a lot of different things. He's long. He can step out and shoot. He can really do a lot of good things that helps us. He's versatile, so he obviously helps in that. We've got another senior, Khalil Suggs, who's back, who was a pretty big player on our team last year, and he can kind of be a disruptive force, similar to AJ in a lot of different ways. He knows how to get into the teeth of the defense and do some things. Playing really for the first time in a major varsity role is going to be senior Cooper Bryan, who can really shoot the ball, and he can affect the game in that way. And you can never have too many of those guys that can make shots. So he helps us. And then Some of our younger guys, Taj Kaver is a sophomore who is a returning varsity player, so he's in his second year varsity as a sophomore, and his game keeps evolving, and he keeps getting better, and he keeps getting more comfortable, and he has the ability to kind of like go on streaks where he can really score the ball for us, and that helps, and he's kind of understanding some different things, and he's had to kind of play more on the ball with Dom being injured right now, and I think that's helping his overall game. He'll kind of see that as the year goes on, that it will help him a little bit as we go through. And then these guys mentioned sophomore David Dettelbach, who's another big, and he's just instinctively he can do some really nice things. He disrupts shots on the defensive end, and he really works on his game, and he's got great footwork, and he can do things at the rim, and he can also step out a little bit. So it's a really good mix of veteran guys who've been around for a while and some new guys that are ready to kind of step in and make an impact.
The CVC Chagrin, as I mentioned earlier, just got a whole lot tougher with Richmond Heights. It was already a challenging division. So, you're going to be tested. And then you get over to the Lake Division for your crossover games with Perry and Geneva and Lakeside and Edgewood. Everybody's going to come at you every night. What's it going to take for your guys to play steady and just come out and give a consistent effort every game?
Yeah, I think that's a key word is consistency, because I think that for us, we've shown, even last year, we showed a lot of ability, and we can do it in spurts, and being able to put it together for a full game. And one of these guys mentioned finishing games becomes really important. And obviously, it's the old chicken and the egg, is like when you start to do some things, you start to believe it, and you can start to do it a little bit more consistently. So we've got to kind of make sure that we really work hard to get off to a good start and understand where we're at and what we can do. And just like AJ, I'm excited that Richmond Heights has bumped up. I think that it rises the level of play for everybody, and we're ready to kind of compete and challenge and do what we can, and we don't back down. I mean, that's kind of the MO right now, is that these guys know, and they're starting to live it. We don't back down from challenges. We're excited. We're going to put forth our best effort, and I think we're ready to finally put it together for full. We're in a place where we can put it together for full games, and then you get to see where it goes from there.
Outstanding. Well, I appreciate the Hawks making the trip out here for Media Day. Good to see you guys, and looking forward to see you on a court there somewhere this winter. Appreciate it. That was the Hawken Hawks here at the 2021 Chagrin Valley Conference Boys Basketball Media Day. We're live at Independence High School. Up next, we've got a schedule change. We've got the Independence team that wasn't sure they were going to make it, so we're going to throw them in right before Beechwood, and then we'll move into the Lake Division. But up next, we're going to take a quick break while we get set up for the Independence Blue Devils. Welcome back to the 2021 Chagrin Valley Conference Boys Basketball Media Day. Up next, we've got the Beechwood Bison coming in here for the Chagrin Division. After this, we're going to move into Independence. They had to wait a couple minutes here. They got a bus coming for their scrimmage, but looking forward to talk a little bit about the Bison here with head coach David Krasno and several of his players, so we're going to get right into it. Coach, why don't you start out, just introduce the players you brought with you, and then give us your elevator pitch. What can we expect out of the Bison this year?
The elevator pitch I'll get to in a second. I'm still trying to figure that part of it out. But, on my immediate left, I've got junior Nathan Lurie. And so Nathan officially wasn't a starter for us last year, but played starter minutes and is our top returning player. Unfortunately, he broke his hand on Saturday in the scrimmage, and so he's going to be out for a couple weeks. And then next to Nathan, we've got Debonair Mitchell, and so we refer to him as Debo. Debo is a senior, plays a real solid point guard for us, great leader. And then all the way down, we've got Anthony Bland. And so Anthony's a senior, 6'4", kind of a swingman. He's going to play a little bit in and a little bit out for us. As far as this season, it's going to be a challenging year. And so as I said to these gentlemen yesterday, challenging doesn't mean bad by any means. In my mind, I feel like we're somewhere in between being in kind of a rebuild and reload. On opening day, we will have lost our top 8 players from last year. That's not to say we don't have talent, because we absolutely have talent, but we've got a very young roster, pretty talented roster. And the way I explained it to these gentlemen yesterday is it's kind of like pieces to a puzzle, and we've just got to figure out how all these pieces go together to get us headed in the right direction for what I hope will be a very successful season.
The good part about having a roster where most of them didn't see a lot of varsity action, there's a lot of unknowns, so it makes it a little bit tougher for those opponents to hone in and game plan against these guys until they get to see them on film a little bit. So.
I'm not sure good is the word I'm going for there, but sure, good. Good. I'm trying to be positive. Good is the word, so we'll say
the
good.
Glass is always half full,
That's
Coach.
Right. That's right. Thank you.
All right, let's slide that right down to Nathan. Nathan on the disabled list for a while. Nathan, first, let's tell us how'd you break your hand?
I was in a scrimmage on Saturday at Lutheran West High School. I was at a scrimmage on Saturday against Lutheran West High School, and I was driving to the basket. Somebody took a charge. I landed, and I fractured my metacarpal.
All right. So last year, second team all-conference. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So obviously you come into this year hoping to move up and get first team honors. What's it going to take for you to kind of improve upon what you did last year? I
think over the last year I've put in a lot of work, a lot of hours in the gym to try and get to first team, maybe even CVC Player of the Year. I've been working on all aspects of my game, offense, defense, and done everything that I believe it takes to hopefully move up on that list.
When you get back on the court, it's going to take you a little bit of time to get back in the flow of things and all that, but what are the things that Coach can count on you to do every game? Just show up.
Coach can count on me to put all the work in that needs to be put in before the game, get to the game on time, warm up, get ready for the game, and then go in the game and execute everything that he tells me to do.
As one of the guys with some of that varsity experience that many of the other kids lack, you're going to be one of those guys that has to kind of help your teammates along, show them the right way to do things and how to prepare and be a varsity player. What's that been like for you?
I love the team a lot. I like the team even maybe a little bit better than last year, and it's been cool to see all of them evolve and like get onto the varsity court, get used to the varsity speed, and they've adjusted really well, and we're going to keep building on it.
When you look at last year and losing your top 8 players, you know, there's some big holes to fill. Have you seen guys step in?
Yep. To my left, Debo. He's been filling like a point guard role. He's been facilitating for everybody to get the ball. We lost our starting big man last year as well. Anthony's been filling that role, been getting the ball, getting everybody involved, scoring buckets. And everybody's been stepping up to try to fill the gap of the 8 players that we lost last year.
All right.
Well, let me clarify. And so when I say the 8 players, Nathan was among those 8. That he's just out for opening day. And so with Nathan, we're down 7, but Nathan is one of those. I just want to clarify.
Right.
That.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I said he was one of the guys that saw some of that varsity action and just a younger roster. Okay, and last one for you, Nathan, is just what are you hoping to accomplish this year? Yeah, I mean, we talked a little bit about you obviously want to get first team, maybe CVC Player of the Year, but any other goals for you individually and then as a team?
This season, hopefully I will get first team. Hopefully we'll be CVC. But more importantly than that, I'm hoping the team will go further than we've gone in the past. Last year we lost in the second round to Wayndale. This year I'm hoping to go further. Hopefully the district finals. Hopefully win it. Go on to regionals. And yeah.
Outstanding. Always good to have some clearly defined goals. All right, Debo, you're on the hot seat now. What's your role on the team? What's Coach looking for you to do this year?
Come in, control the pace, control the game, and make plays for my teammates.
What are your strengths? What do you bring to the team?
Passing, defending, and, in the pick and roll, finding my big man and finding Nate in the corner.
As Coach mentioned, you lose, 7 of those top 8 guys from last year, 8 on opening day, counting Nathan. But all that does to me, that screams opportunity. So how ready are you for this opportunity, and what's it going to take for you to make the most of it?
I've been preparing for this for a while, so I've been waiting on it. I'm ready. Just know that.
Who are some of the teammates around you that Coach might not know about right now, but he's going to be surprised by their performance?
I feel like Braylon Eaton, he put in work a lot. Me and Nate, he already know Nate, put in work. And, yeah, we're just going to be good.
When you look at what you've seen out of your teammates, what is your perception of this team? What's the strength?
We could compete. I just want to compete with people. That's going to be my strength.
One of the things I talked to with Hawken, they just got up from the hot table there, but Richmond Heights is now in the Chagrin division. That just strengthens an already challenging division, and then you look at the Lake division, you guys have those crossover games, so you're going to have Perry and Lakeside and Edgewood and Geneva. There's going to be a lot of competition. How ready are you guys, and what is it going to take for you to come to each game and play with a consistent effort?
I feel like we take it one game at a time, starting with Warrensville, so then we go from there.
All right. Let's slide over to Anthony. Anthony, Coach said that you're 6'4", and you're going to play a little bit of inside, a little bit of outside. At 6'4", you could pretty much play anywhere you want. Right? Turn your mic on. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so again, going back to the opportunity that's in front of you, you've got, the spot's yours if you want it, basically. You got to go out and perform, but what's it going to take for you to reach your potential?
Just dominate on both sides of the floor and just maintaining the speed of the game and just helping my teammates out and just, going to work.
What do you bring to the table as a player? Obviously, you've got the size. There aren't too many guys who are going to, be 6'4", 6'5" in the CVC, but you're going to run into a couple, but there aren't many, so you've got that going for you.
Really, wait, can you repeat the question again?
I'm just saying, what do you bring to the table aside from your size?
I can score the ball well in the paint. I can shoot from the outside, and I can rebound pretty well, and I can match up against slower bigs to go, to score on. You feel me?
Beechwood over the last 20 years or so has had some really good teams, some really good players. How's this team going to fit in with the rest of those teams?
I feel like we had a pretty good chance of competing with some of the best teams that went to Beechwood. So you feel me? I feel like if we come together and come down to what the coach said, we can be pretty good.
I asked Debo just who are some of the other players on the team that might surprise Coach and everybody else. They just don't know about them yet.
I feel like Moore, Braylon, and Marquise are slept on, but I feel like they can get better. And Shannon, he one of our best defenders, so I feel like he can step up pretty well for us.
All right. Coach, I'm going to throw it back to you. We've heard from some of your players. Who else do you expect? They're not sitting at the table with you right now, but you obviously need more guys to step up and put in some minutes and turn in strong performances. Who are those guys?
We've got a junior named Braylon Eaton who's going to be kind of with Debo, probably our main ball handler, especially in Nathan's absence. And so Braylon is kind of a slasher, has really worked hard in the offseason, has a little bit of an unorthodox shot, but it's gotten a lot better. We've got a sophomore named Daniel Rubb who shoots the heck out of the ball. And the main thing with Daniel is him feeling the confidence to be able to take that shot. And so he had a fantastic scrimmage for us yesterday. We have another big, a junior named Jamin Caldwell, who is a nice player, also plays in, also plays out. Jamin is so aggressive. My only concern at times with Jamin is that he can stay on the floor and stay out of foul trouble. And then Moore Lee is a junior. He opted out last year with the COVID concerns, but he's back. A little bit raw, but a real hard-working, talented player. We've got Shannon Richardson, who's another senior, who is kind of a 3-and-D sort of a guy that just always kind of punches the clock and will take the other team's best offensive player. We've also got another young man named Michael Kessler, who's a junior, has had a great kind of spring here preseason for us. And then another kid who's been in the program but I didn't know real well is a young man named Marquise Pinckney, who is actually the starting quarterback on the football team. And Marquise is a fantastic athlete, and they've kind of nicknamed him D-Wade because I think if you kind of watch him play, he's got some of that. And so sometimes we need him to slow down and stay in control, but the athletic ability just kind of jumps out at you there. And so, I feel like we've got the pieces. It's just a matter of kind of gelling together and coming together and kind of figuring out our style and, how we want to play and how we want to compete against everybody else in the CVC.
Right. And like you said, the opportunity is there for these guys. It's not that they don't have the talent. They just don't have the varsity experience. So how can that change a player when the opportunity is in front of them? Sometimes they're fighting for a starting position with guys that have established themselves already. So that's not the case here at Beechwood. You guys have some open doors. You just need the guys to walk through them. So how does that change?
We've made that loud and clear. Is that Debo kind of said this, is that from day one we've said every position on the team is open. Every not only starting spot but also rotational spot, is that you guys are fighting for minutes and truly. May the best person win, and whoever that may be. And I think Richmond Heights coming into our division, I would view them, frankly, as the overwhelming favorite. They're the overwhelming favorite, but beyond that, I think it's pretty wide open. And so I've got a lot of respect for Coach Nugent and the job that they do over at Hawken. I'm very familiar with the Orange team. My son starts and plays over there, and is probably going to be in front of you here shortly. So Orange has got a nice team, a lot of seniors back. I don't know much about West G. Got a lot of respect for the program being run by Coach Barger in Chagrin Falls. So I think on paper anyway, Richmond Heights looks like the favorite, but we're going to show up and compete and give them everything we got.
Yeah, and I agree with you. You look at the records from last year, throw all of those out because last year was such a disruptive season. I mean, Hawken won 5 games last year. I think West G might have went 0-10 or something like that. Those are teams that they don't perform like that on a normal basis. So it's going to be a dogfight every game. I think the CVC Chagrin division, the Lake division are matched up as far as those crossover games. You're gonna see some good competition.
No, I think so too. And so we only played a total of 7 games. That includes preseason, regular season, and postseason last year. And on paper, our roster last year was more talented. But one of the things I keep telling these guys is it's not talent that wins ball games. It's characters. It's character. It's playing together. And so I'm good friends with the head coach over at Gilmore. And so Gilmore last year, he told me they had less talent than they did the year before, but they were a better cohesive team. And they ended up going to the regional final, losing to St. Vincent St. Mary's in the closest game that St. Vincent St. Mary's played, going to the state finals. So that's kind of our mantra. Is we may not be as talented, but let's be a better team. And so that's kind of the thing that we're talking about is we're going to throw some kind of different defenses. We've got a different offense this year. And the idea is, can we come together as this cohesive team? We want to be 10 strong when Nathan comes back. Everybody plays, everybody competes. And, we're going to fight every single game until the clock hits 0.
Outstanding. That's good stuff. Yeah, I'm excited for you. It's I think the guys have a great opportunity in front of them. It's going to be a challenging season, no doubt, but it should be fun any way it goes. Just seeing the talent that's going to be in that Chagrin division, it's going to be fun to watch. So I appreciate you all making the trip out here. Yeah, absolutely. You got a question, Anthony?
Yeah, I'm just letting everybody know we coming and we don't fear nobody. That's it.
I love it. Shots fired. Shots fired. Coach is over there. Oh, Anthony, we're going to have to work on this tonight.
Anthony declared a few weeks ago in practice that he fears no man, and I like that. I think that's good. A couple things we talked about were humility and also just accountability and things of that nature. And so again, you don't play the game on paper, you play the game. And so we have to show up, and I think it's going to be important for us to play together as a team, and we need to be, kind of the smarter team on the floor to be able to have the success we're hoping to attain.
Right on. All right, Coach. Well,
thank you very much. We appreciate you.
No problem. I appreciate you guys making the trip. That was the Beechwood Bison here at the 2021 CVC Boys Basketball Media Day live from Independence. Up next, we are going to get the home team, the Blue Devils. They're going to slide in here with the Chagrin division as they've got a scrimmage to get to. So we're going to let these guys settle down in at the table. talk some Blue Devil basketball. I know Coach couldn't make it, so the guys are going to run the show here. Let's see. All right, Independence Blue Devils up next on the 2021 CVC basketball, boys basketball media day. Who's going to act as coach? All right, Kyle Zigman, the senior. Kyle, go ahead and introduce the guys that are with you at the table, and then just give us an elevator pitch. What can we expect out of Independence this year?
To my right is Aiden Coljohn. To my immediate left is Jack Tolliver. And then at the end of the table is Casey Mcgee. I would expect out of us is just we're taking it one game at a time because we know we don't have a lot of depth, so we're just taking it slow, and we know it's going to be a long process. But we've all been playing together since like third grade, and we all know how to play the game of basketball really well together, and I think that'll benefit us a lot more than a lot of teams expect us to do, because just in practice, like just the other day, like we ran down on a fast break and we swung the ball around like 3 times, just found an open guy right down the middle, and Braden just went up and dunked it. And I think a lot of teams are seeing, oh yeah, they lost a lot of seniors, and I think we're going to surprise a lot of teams this year.
Yeah, you guys did have some graduation hits, but you return a ton of talent. And, the 4 guys at the table here, solid contributors last year, did a lot of work both for the football team, the basketball team, the baseball team, the track team. So you guys, multi-sport athletes here at Independence, and I think the success has kind of followed you in each sport. So you got to be excited about what you return, and you're going to have some holes to fill, namely on defense when you lose, the big guy there kind of blocking up the paint. Who's going to fill that role?
Well, we got, if you remember Wyatt Flynn, we got his little brother Braden. He's grown a lot over the past 3 or 4 years. Like if you saw him his freshman year and now, you probably wouldn't even recognize him that he's the same kid. So he's about 6'6", and he's going to clog up the middle, and he's going to get a lot of boards for us. And he'll throw down a few dunks every once in a while, and he'll still get some energy in the gym.
All right, let's start down over there with Aiden. Aiden, first question I've got you is I saw your dad walk into the wrestling room for wrestling practice. Your dad was an outstanding high school wrestler. He's a wrestling coach. How in the heck did you end up playing basketball?
He always told me he wanted me to try wrestling, and I did that in 3rd or 4th grade while I was still hooping with all of them. I'd go wrestle, and then I'd come to a basketball game, and I just always enjoyed basketball more. And he was happy I tried it, and that's all you could ask for, really.
Senior year, you just came off a real successful football season. How do you carry that momentum into the basketball season?
Well, I played soccer, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, yes. Well, same, yeah.
Yeah.
These guys at the table,
No,
football, and then you were on the soccer team, yes. You had a successful soccer season as well. So, like I said, you guys multi-sport athletes. It's all cyclical. You guys are carrying it from one season to another. So how do you carry your success from soccer into basketball?
Yeah, this is just the last ride. That's all I thought about in soccer. Every game, I'm just going to give it my all. Every practice, this is it, man. This is it.
It is. What's your role on the team? What is coach and your teammates expecting out of you on a given night?
Just go out there, do my job, play defense. We have a pretty solid starting lineup. We don't have much depth. We got a good, solid 6 seniors, and we're all just going to be ready to play and do our job.
And what kind of goals do you have for your senior season, individually and as a team?
Just probably average at least 10 points a game. I want to get a lot more rebounds this year. I think that could really help out the team.
Outstanding. All right, let's slide it back down to Kyle. We'll talk to Kyle, the player, now instead of Kyle, the coach. Kyle, you're coming off a very successful football season, district player of the year on offense. Just, the numbers you put up all season long, the big plays you made at multiple positions, the interceptions on defense, touchdown passes, touchdown catches. And now you get to do it on the basketball court. And that's something you've done for the last 3 years, so it's not going to surprise anybody. But going into this, it's your last basketball season. What are you feeling?
My main goal is to win games, but personal goals, I want to get to 1,000, be the all-time assist leader at Independence. I think I can get to steals too. I was 3 short last year. Coach told me that 2 days ago. I had no idea, but I'm not really worried about personal goals. I just want to do everything I can to win a basketball game and just enjoy my last season with all my best friends. So.
I mean, just looking at the four guys at the table, I know the experience that you guys bring with you this season. You got some other guys over there at the back table waiting for the bus, and all the faces there. So you guys are coming back as probably one of the most experienced team in the Metro Division, and then Richmond Heights bounced up to the Chagrin Division. So if we were picking favorites for winning the league title this year, you guys would have to be in that discussion. Do you agree?
Yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, I think that we can surprise a lot of teams. I know Trinity brought in a lot of guys, Lutheran West brought in a lot of guys, but every night we're just going to go into battle and just hopefully get a win.
What is it going to take for you guys as a team, not only to win the conference title, but just to kind of come out, give a consistent effort every night? It's going to be a challenging, Cuyahoga Heights always brings it. Like you said, Trinity, Lutheran West, there are so many teams there. And then you get the crossover with the Valley Division team. So, it's going to be a grind just in conference play. What's it going to take to come out and play consistently each night?
I think for us right now, we're all kind of still getting, the swing of things. Like football, we went 2 weeks in the playoffs. Soccer, they had a good year. And, I mean, I think we're all just kind of getting our groove back, and it takes time. I mean, none of us are superhuman athletes, but once we get that going, we're all great basketball players, and we'll all make plays on the court, and we'll be fine, I think.
All right, Jack, let's slide down to you and, talk about your role. What are they looking for you to perform? What do they want you to do this year?
I think they just want me to score the ball more this year, be more aggressive, look for my own shot. I'm usually an unselfish kind of player, but try to be a little bit more selfish in a way that help the team be successful.
So, last year you played a lot. You got a lot of experience, and you did just that. You did all that unselfish stuff. You set picks and blocks and all those things. What are you hoping to accomplish this season?
Really just the same, I think. I want to just do whatever I can to help the team win, Just be a leader on the court, especially the younger guys that we brought in, and just do whatever I can to help the team win on any given night.
You guys, like I said, you've got a lot of talent that returns. You got some new guys that are going to have to step in and fill some holes. But are you satisfied with what you're seeing out of your teammates in the preseason?
I am, yeah. We've gotten a lot better since the first day of tryouts, which was October 29th, and 3 weeks, I think Friday. We've gotten a lot better. The younger guys are starting to pick up on some stuff. They're more comfortable on the court, so I think we're progressing pretty well.
Who are some of the guys that maybe didn't get as much varsity time last year, or they're just freshmen or new guys that are going to make a difference for the team this year?
I think Landon Jatzik, who's a sophomore, Joey Jermasik, and Sam Crooks, they've all really impressed in the preseason so far. They've picked up on how we do things offensively, defensively, and they have confidence, and we have confidence in them too, that they're going to go out on the court and play their role and do whatever it takes to win.
All right. Let's slide down there to Casey Mcgee, the senior soccer player, football place kicker, baseball player. Casey, you've done it all for Independence so far in your high school career. You embark on your senior season of basketball. What are you hoping to accomplish?
Definitely, like they said, just to go out and play every game. It's your last. I mean, we've played it together forever, it feels like. It feels like it's that same team we had in 8th grade when we won the conference. So I feel like just going out there, that same energy and just giving it our all, and that's really what I'm trying to do.
You don't have to say what they are. I don't want anyone to know what your team weaknesses are. You guys obviously know them, but how do you kind of hide those weaknesses? What do you do to just kind of minimize that stuff?
Definitely just some of the ways we play our defense, some of the ways we're getting out and maybe slowing ourselves down or speeding up at times, and just the way that we're playing with if it's our starting lineup out there, if it's our backups, just kind of changing the way we attack or the way that we play defense.
When I look at Independence basketball, last year I saw a lot of half-court sets. I saw a lot of fast break. You guys have the talent to run the court when you need to. Is there a preference? What do you guys like to do? I mean, do you try to go out?
I feel like definitely we like to get on and run, especially with Kyle. That's definitely how he likes to play. And with Braylon out there, too, I feel like we're going to be running up and down a lot, but at the same time, our half-court sets work really well, and we're really good at running those, so I feel like it's a little mix.
And then I'll ask you the same question I asked Jack. Who are some of the guys that we don't know about yet that are going to make a difference this year?
Well, you definitely know about Braden, but he didn't really play too much, and he'll definitely be one of our best guys out there. He's going to be getting rebounds and scoring. And then Michael Tomer's coming back this year. He'll be helping us out. He's a senior quarterback, you know him.
Yep.
And then Sam Crooks, freshman, coming in. He can shoot really well. So, I mean, just a mix. Landon. Yeah, we got some good guys behind us, too.
Outstanding. All right, well, I'm going to let you guys hit the road, get on that bus. Where you headed? Where's Amherst. Oh, gosh, that's a close scrimmage. But, yeah, appreciate you taking the time to sit in and talk some basketball with us. Look forward to seeing you guys next week.
Thank you.
That was the Independence Blue Devils closing out. They are in the Metro Division, but they closed out the Chagrin Division portion of our Media Day event here. We are going to take a quick break and come right back right around 5 o'clock with the Lake Division. I believe we're going to kick that off with the Geneva Eagles. First, I want to thank our sponsor, Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. And we'll see you back here in about 7 minutes.
Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery diagnoses and treats facial pain and injuries, and also offers a full range of dental implants and bone grafting procedures. Look no further than the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery for all of your oral surgery and cosmetic surgery needs. Please visit their website at www.ohsurgery.com.
No problem. Doing well. Welcome back to the 2021 CVC Boys Basketball Media Day, live from Independence High School. I'm Steve Hare, the CVC Sports Information Director, and this second hour, we're moving into the Lake Division. We're going to kick it off with the Geneva Eagles, followed by a interview with News Herald boys basketball reporter Ben Hersick, a couple of Zoom interviews with a couple of the Lake Division coaches, and then we'll start off with the Metro Division and Valley Division. So without further ado, let's get these Geneva Eagles started. Coach Eric Bowser. Coach, welcome. I appreciate you making the trip out. Go ahead and introduce the players you brought with you, and then just give us your elevator pitch. What can we expect out of the Eagles this year?
Sure. This is two of our seniors this year. That's Aiden Richmond next to me. He's a guard. He'll be he led her last year for us, and this is Ethan Yost as well with us. He as well was a letter winner returning from last year. Little pitch would be that, coming off a little bit of a rough season, we definitely want to turn things around. I think last season we finished around 3-16. Definitely not the results we wanted to see. A few things that come from the season. Turnovers, we need to fix that issue. A lot of problems with turnovers last year that we need to remedy. It's got a great group of kids this year. A little bit of a younger group as far as varsity experience goes. Really only have 3 guys on the squad right now that have even made a varsity basket. So, but there is a lot of young talent there. So we're kind of excited to let these guys kind of lead the way and bring those guys along with us on this journey, because I think it's going to be a fun season.
Yeah, you talked about the lack of wins last year, and I throw that whole year out. Talking to the other teams that are here, looking at some of the records from last year, Hawken doesn't win 5 games a year. They're a 12, 14 game team. Beechwood played 5 games, and so last year was just so disruptive on so many ways. So I don't stress too much about what happened last year. And obviously you're coming in with some an inexperienced lineup, but Beechwood's doing the same. They graduated 7 of their top 8 guys, and really all that says to me is the opportunity is there for all these guys. Now they just have to be willing to take it. So aside from that inexperience, what are some of the other challenges that you face as you're trying to formulate your best lineup to go in and compete?
Yeah, we're gonna be small. We've got probably quite a few guys in that rotation. They're going to be in that 5'11" to 6'1" range. Ethan's probably going to be our tallest guy out there at about 6'3". So we're going to work hard on the boards. We're going to have to rebound, and again, like I stated before, take care of the basketball and do the smart things. We'll try to push pace a little bit this year, get up and down the floor, see if we can create some turnovers, and then as I said again, really take care of the ball. It's just like in the NFL games when you see them all the time, the team that loses the turnover battle usually ends up on the shorter end of the stick. So. That's going to be probably the biggest challenge, is to bring the young guys along with us and really develop them along with pounding those boards.
All right, let's start talking to a couple of your players here. We'll start with Aiden. I remember Aiden's name all fall season. Solid golfer, right, Aiden?
Yeah, it was a good season. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That absolutely was. So, yeah, now you get to turn the page, and it's now basketball season. And as Coach said, you know, the opportunity is there for some guys to walk through this open door and take advantage of. How exciting is that just to know that you have such a great opportunity ahead of you?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We've already been having a lot of fun this season. Some of the younger guys are awesome. We have fun as upperclassmen, and just try and direct everyone the way they need to, and try to have the best team we have and have a lot of fun this year.
When you look at your strengths, you know, obviously you had a lot of success as a golfer. That doesn't translate too well to the basketball court. What are your strengths as a basketball player?
I like to shoot the ball. I can get up and down the floor. We like to get up and down the floor pretty well. We work well together. I think that's one of the main things, and we just have a lot of fun together. It's a great group.
I know all the games I've seen Geneva play over the past few years, Coach likes to push the pace and create a fast tempo. And the way he's talking this year, you don't have a whole lot of size, so I imagine you're going to do that again this year, just kind of push the pace.
Yeah, we're gonna need to all rebound really well. That's one of the big things for us. We like to get up and down the floor, like you said. Just the style we play and the smaller guys that we have, it works well.
When you look at the team and what you've seen out of the preseason, where do you see the strengths? Where do they lie?
I would say our shooting's pretty well. We always have done pretty well at that, I would say, in Geneva basketball. And, yeah, it goes well with our fast play, and that's something I'm looking forward to this year.
You're going to have a lot of young guys on the court with you. As one of the upperclassmen, you've got to kind of corral those guys, make sure they're doing the right thing at the right times. How challenging has that been, taking over that leadership role?
I would say it's not too bad. Everybody's really helped out. All the younger guys are awesome. We haven't had any problems, and it's always a fun time. We try our best to direct everyone, but they're pretty good at it. They're getting along pretty well and doing everything they need to.
When you look at that Lake Division, there's some long-standing rivalries there with, you know, Perry and Lakeside and Edgewood and everybody else that's up there. And then you get the crossover games against the Chagrin Division. And this year, Richmond Heights is now up in the Chagrin Division. So you add even more talent that you're going to be competing against. How much fun is that, just to know that you're going in and every game is going to push you to the limit?
Yeah, we're going to be playing against some pretty talented players, and I honestly think it's just a moment to prove yourself and show everybody what Geneva basketball is about, and just go out there and have fun and play the best you can.
All right, Ethan, you're on the hot seat. Same question to start off is, you know, going into a new season, there's always a lot of excitement. What are you feeling at this point?
I'm feeling, you know, we're going to be fun. A fun team to watch, fun team to, you know, play on. I'm really excited going to my senior year. This is really my last chance to kind of prove myself and, you know, have fun on the court. I am really looking forward to the season, though, especially with a bunch of young guys, a lot of high energy. And, you know, a lot of those guys working to prove what they can be when they're older. I want to help them, you know, reach that potential.
Coach said you're one of the longest guys on the team, one of the bigs. So you're going to have to, you know, by default, there are some big dudes in the league. So you're going to have some kids that you're going to have to go up and compete against, while at the same time you have to be able to step back and take a shot when you need to. How ready are you for that challenge?
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready. Been working my rebounding a lot in the off season because I know we're going to need that. Like you said, going up against huge dudes compared to me, you know, I'm not up there with those guys. So rebounding is a focus of my game right now. And then obviously, like you said, stepping out and shooting the three. I'm not someone who's going to pound it inside with 6'8" dudes. So working out and shooting, working the perimeter is going to be a big focus for me as well.
You guys keep talking about rebounding, but if you make that first shot, you don't have to worry so much, right? Seems like a simple thing. But well, you know, I asked Aiden, too, what are the strengths of this team? I mean, you guys obviously aren't going to be the biggest team. You're not going to overpower people, so you got to use your technique and skill. And so how do you best do that?
Yeah, pace and space for sure is going to be the motto going into this year.
I like that. I'm going to use that. I'm stealing it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to steal it, and I'm going to claim that I invented it. Pace and space. I like it.
Pushing the ball up, you know, we're going to try and minimize a lot of dribbling to try and, you know, have that fast-paced style, 3 passes, shot kind of thing. So a little like 7 seconds or less. You know, working that's going to work with our strengths, going to really neutralize a lot of those big thumper dudes that you see down low on the block. So maybe stretching them out and then trying to push past them could work for us.
If there was a secret ingredient that's going to make this team successful, what is it?
The three-point shot and rebounding, for sure. Those two things mixed is going to really make our season what we want it to be. That air raid attack, three-pointers, rebounds, it's what we need to do.
There have been a lot of quality Geneva players that have come out, standout guys, league MVP type of guys, that kind of thing. Any of those on your roster this year?
Yeah, this one's standing right here. I think he's going to be in contention with, the best players in the county and the conference. So, getting him shots is going to be really important for us. And then once he gets going, he can distribute. So if he's on, the whole team's on.
I'm glad you brought up the county, because I think Ashtabula County does a really good job in tying together its high schools, whether it's the Ashtabula County tennis meets, the Ashtabula County cross-country meets, and they do a lot of stuff with their football club and their basketball, the gridiron clubs and those things, and they do a great job. So I know that rivalry within Ashtabula County is strong. How cool is it that you get to compete against a lot of those teams like Lakeside and Edgewood?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, those are those games that we circle on the calendar type thing. We go into Lakeside and Edgewood with almost a different level of intensity, knowing this is Ashtabula County. People from all over the county are going to be watching this game this week. So it's a game. Those are games that we want to go in and we want to dominate.
All right. Nice job, Coach. I'm going to throw it back to you. Heard from your players, got a good sense of what we can expect out of the Eagles this year. You need more than two guys. Who else are you counting on this year to kind of step up and play consistently?
Yeah, we're going to our other returning letterman from last year, Anthony Kasicic's a junior this year. He's going to be in that 5'11", 6-foot range. A very athletic young man. Gets up and down the floor well, plays defense, can distribute. He'll be another key ingredient to sort of be this key three that's going to keep us through. We've got a couple other starters probably that will be key for us. Merrick Cunningham is another senior who happens to be coming off a foot injury. He was a soccer player. He's had a lot of foot problems last year and a half, but he's coming around nicely, starting to get back in shape a little bit, can really shoot the ball well. So we're kind of excited for that. And we have a sophomore guard, Luke Smith, who really is probably one of the hardest workers I've ever seen as far as just being competitive. Even in open gyms, I had to say, Luke, it's take it easy, buddy. I mean, it was just, you want to just go at it competitiveness, which I love that kind of passion. You know what I mean? And you remember Nick Stoltz from a few years ago. He just had that passion, that drive, and I think that that core 5 kids will be kind of that first group out there. We've got a couple seniors coming off the bench. Anthony Navarro and Trent Calhoun who will probably be the interior presence when they come on the floor. Sophomore twins, Kean and Shea Arkenberg, are also probably going to get some time. They're a little bit smaller, very good pedigree coming through. Their father played at Geneva, their grandfather played at Geneva, and they've got some talent as well. So they're going to definitely contribute. We've got a couple other guys that are sort of working their way into there, and eventually down the road, hopefully, we'll be able to use a good deep group.
I like that you mentioned those multicultural or multi-generational players. Grandpa, Dad played, and those are kids that really buy in early. They bleed Geneva through and through, and those are the kids that can turn it around for you. But I'm glad you brought up Nick Stoltz. I was going to say, no more Stoltz siblings running around.
No, I know. I think his sister was their last. Yeah, she just graduated last year. There's some young men in the program, these guys as well as others that can play with that passion and that desire. And it's, these guys watched Nick growing up and kind of know what we were able to do with that group. And that was a special year for us. And it was an exciting season. And I'd like to see more of these teams get to experience that. I mean, we're really excited about the challenge, playing teams like Richmond Heights and, the Chagrin Falls and those schools that are always solid year in and year out. So I think we'll be competitive out there, every game. Last year we were competitive in a lot of games, and it didn't work out in the end. But it seems that the school system's got it's a great system, and they support us, and we're going to continue to play hard.
Well, the good news is those challenging schedules tend to better prepare a team for the postseason, and I use the Chagrin Falls girls soccer team as a great example. Coach Malone and Coach Chuney, they built a schedule. They knew they were going to take some lumps. They knew that, it wasn't going to be a perfect season. They weren't going to go undefeated, but they did it to test their girls, to prepare their girls, and they went out and won the state title. And I interviewed her after the regional championship game, and she said, we're here by design. And it was the schedule that they built. It was hey, we're going to test ourselves, we're going to challenge ourselves, but it also better prepared them. And then when they got in those postseason games, they won a couple of them in shootouts, a couple of them in overtime. So you're just prepared when you play that competition. So I think you guys are going to do well. You got, you're young, but it's opportunity. And
yeah, for sure. I mean, even in the last few years, if you looked at how the records have played out, generally the second half of the season we seem to perform better than the first half. Even 2 or 3 years ago, we made a 10-game win streak or something the year we played for the district championship. And I think that after that first shock of playing that competition, you kind of catch up with the speed in the game and the way everything's played, and then the young guys kind of adapt from there.
Yeah, you're either forced to adapt and elevate your game, or you're going to take some big lumps. And there could be some crossover. You could take some big lumps anyway, but at the same time, you're elevating your game. But, yeah, it should work out well for you. Good to see some talent sitting at the table. And, you gotta have that little bit of talent to get things rolling. It sounds like you have it. I don't think there are too many 6'8" guys, looking for a team to play for. But so you can't do anything about that. You just take the guys you have and put them in the best position. I know you'll do that, Coach. You've got a lot of success behind you, but appreciate the Eagles coming out, making the trip out here to Independence. Looking forward to seeing you guys on a court somewhere, and best of luck to you.
I want to thank you for your coverage, Steve. Appreciate this very much.
No problem. Thanks, Coach. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, sir. Yep.
That was the Geneva Eagles out here at the 2021 CVC Boys Basketball Media Day live from Independence High School. Up next, we've got a special visitor. We're going to have Ben Hersick from the News Herald sit in. This is Ben's second year on the beat, right? Yeah, so he joined the News Herald last year. He's done a great job, covered volleyball in the fall, boys basketball, and then you're on the baseball beat, right? Oh, okay, baseball, lacrosse, and cross country. So, yeah, you got that black switch on there. Flip that up, Ben.
We good?
Yep, and Ben Hersick here from the News Herald. Ben, obviously you're out here for the CVC Media Day, connecting with some of the teams that you cover for the News Herald. How excited are you for this second year? You get to learn a lot about the teams last year, and now you get to go in knowing who they are, and those expectations are there for you.
Very excited because last year I kind of jumped in halfway through the season. I didn't start until the beginning of January when I officially started at News Herald, but now having seen a lot of these players, and now this being the second time I've seen them, I know how they play, what their tendencies are, and getting to see that and them develop and break old habits that they know they shouldn't be following it's exciting for me because of that, and also to see what teams can improve from last year, which was really, if you want to call it a season.
Let's start with the Chagrin division. You've got, that's Chagrin Falls, West Jaga, and the big one this year moving up from the Metro division is Richmond Heights. So talking to some of the coaches, I think the consensus is that Richmond Heights is probably the prohibitive favorite, but you don't play the games on paper. So who do you like in that division? You look at the records from last year. West Jaga had a down year. Hawken had a down year. Those are teams that consistently perform well. So I think this year you're going to see, in a normal type of season, I think you're going to see a pretty competitive league. Who do you like coming out of there?
Outside of the obvious, which is Richmond Heights, you have Josiah Harris, who's going to West Virginia, and one of their freshmen is already getting Power 5 looks. But you look at, I really like Beechwood, especially with, I never say his last name right, who was second team all CVC last year. I know he has that injury this year to start off. He was here today too. Lurie?
Nathan Lurie, yeah, right.
I really like him, and especially on a Beechwood team that's got to replace a lot of talent, especially with a guy like Daryl Houston now having graduated. They have to have somebody step up into that leadership role, and when you have a player like Lurie coming back, he's going to fill that spot. Hawken, I have question marks just because there's a lot of unknown. Like, even getting our preview form back, only a couple players had points last year. So it's going to be a question of not who can catch Richmond Heights, it's who can play second to Richmond Heights, but play a competitive second. And I think it's going to be Beechwood just because they have talent, as Coach Krasno said, but they have to develop and have that leader step up.
I won't put you on the spot in the Metro and the Lake Division since most of those teams are outside of your coverage area. The Lake Division, you've got Perry in there, but most of them are Ashtabula County schools that you don't cover. And then obviously in the Metro, it's most of these Eastern Cuyahoga County schools. So let's go to the Valley Division, where I think the only one that's out of the coverage area for you is Crestwood, and I think you know enough about them. You know, they're going to be competitive, but you've got Berkshire, you have Cardinal, you have Kirtland, Wycliffe. What do you like in that division?
The easy answer, I feel like, is Kirtland. They don't return as much talent as they have in years past, but with Coach McGregor, you already know they're going to be putting up a fight no matter where they go. They gave Chardon a run for their money late last year when they already kind of seemed like they were going to be struggling, but this year they have some talent coming back. But I say keep an eye on Cardinal. Jake Bean is a player I've really come to enjoy watching. And yes, he plays baseball and does golf as well. But basketball, he's quietly been really good. Last year, he was our area leader for threes for a little while. And you look at the team around him, they have players coming in from football who they had a great year last year. So they have that experience of winning on big stages and playing up to their ability. I think Cardinal's going to be a sneaky team. It's just tough because you look at that schedule. You have Kirtland, you play Berkshire. They have tough games. They're still kind of young. It's a lot of young teams for certain schools that we cover, especially here in the CVC. But Cardinal is a team I really think you have to watch out for.
Yeah, I think you're right. And Jake Bean certainly is a difference maker there. Peyton Swiger's a great ball handler, can shoot. So you've got Berkshire, who's coming back with a lot of talent. Kirtland, you don't really know what you're getting until, maybe February because their football team, so they're practicing with 2 or 3 guys right now because half of their, most of their team is on the football team, and they're still rolling through the playoffs. So Grand Valley lost a couple talented kids, but they have a couple of real good kids coming back too. So, and then Crestwood, they lose Trent Jakacki, an all-Ohio type guy, but I talked to Coach last night, and he's confident they have some talent coming back, so it should be a lot of fun. How about when you look at take away the CVC part of it, Division I, Division II, Division III, Division IV, what teams do you see kind of coming out of the districts?
I said this going into the season, even before the news of one player transferring in from Ypsilanti. Brush in Division I feel like they're kind of trying to put all their chips towards the middle of the table. They're not going all in just yet, but when you have talent like Elmore James, Antoine Woolfolk, Tyler Williams, and a player who just doesn't get the recognition he deserves in Nate Bishko, he's maybe the best pure point that I've seen so far covering. Division I, Brush is pushing in, but Menor did reload a little bit. They lost, I believe it was 12 of 14 players on their roster that made it to the state tournament last year. Yes, Biddle's back, and so is Sean Collins, but they go and get the Iopolos as well, who transfer in from Riverside. That makes them a very tall team. I believe it's now 3 players that are 6'5" or bigger. Menor's going to make a run in Division I as well. I don't know if they have the leadership there just yet. I would say give them a year. Division II, Gilmore's got a lot back. They lost to Mel, but you bring back Mueller, Moulton, and Rose. They're going to make another run at it. I keep saying it. It's Division II. St. Vincent St. Mary runs Division II with an iron fist, so that's tough. But I do like Gilmore a lot. Division III is tough because there's a lot of good teams in our coverage area, but not a lot of teams that you can look at and say they're making a run right away. You have to wait and see what they develop into. In Division IV, I like Andrews Osborne. They have a couple of really good pieces. It's going to be a matter of finding a person who can replace big man Juan Sergio. because he was really their difference maker last year, having a guy that big down low.
Yeah, especially in Division IV. You don't see guys like that too often.
Not
so.
really.
All right, Ben. Well, I appreciate you taking some time here. Definitely appreciate you coming out to Media Day, and looking forward to seeing you, out. I know you do a great job out there covering. I see you almost everywhere I go, so I know you're working hard because I certainly get out as much as I can. So I appreciate that. I know the schools and athletes appreciate it as well. So nice job. You certainly hit the ground running at the News Herald. Looking forward to seeing your stuff throughout the year.
Yep, excited to start these, hopefully some preview stories next week, and then get right into the swing of things with the season.
Outstanding. That's Ben Hersick from the News Herald. Appreciate you being here, Ben. We are now going to tune into a couple of our Zoom interviews that we did with some of our CVC teams. Edgewood and Perry. So first up is going to be the Edgewood Warriors. It'll run right into the Perry interview, and following that, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come right back at you right around 6 o'clock with the Metro Division. Up next on the CVC Boys Basketball Media Day are the Edgewood Warriors and head coach John Bowler. Coach, appreciate you guys joining us tonight, even though it's virtually. But go ahead and just introduce the guys you brought with you, and then just give us your elevator pitch. What can we expect out of the Warriors this year?
All right. Well, this is Ben Welty, senior, and Zach Betzel, junior. And I'm hoping to have a great season. Guys are really responding. Everything's going real well right now. A couple COVID issues, but we're doing well. Probably an up-tempo type game for us. Shoot a lot of threes. Play full court man-to-man defense most of the time. So pretty much it right there.
Yeah, I believe you bring back a couple of first and second team guys, couple honorable mention all CVC guys. So you've got a nice solid core. Obviously, you had some graduation losses. Who are some of the new players you expect to step in and make some key contributions for you?
Well, Jacob Ernst, 10th grader, and Logan Cray, both 10th graders, probably going to see a lot of varsity time, possibly start. And who else we got coming up? James Montanaro, he's a junior. He'll probably be starting. And Christian Curry's a senior, returning letterman from last year.
All right, and I'll just throw it right at the players there. Zach, you were a second team all-conference performer last season as a sophomore. Obviously, you got to raise the bar a little bit this season. What are you hoping to accomplish?
Me personally, I feel like I have now. I'm kind of expecting a lot out of myself. And definitely be more consistent and better defense for sure.
What do you bring to the table as a player? You're a guard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you bring to the table? What are your strengths?
I don't know. I feel like I just work well with my teammates and have fun playing with them. So.
What kind of challenges do you expect your team to face this year?
I don't really know. We lack a little in size this year. So our biggest challenge will probably be rebounding. We're going to have to box out. We're going to have a team rebounding. Could be one of our biggest challenges.
Okay. And then Zach, just one more for you. What kind of goals do you have individually and as a team this year?
Not too much individually. I just want to win, to be honest. That's all I'm really focused on. Definitely improving from last year, and just beat the guys in our county. That's all I really want.
All right, and Ben, you were honorable mention all CVC last season. So, again, same with Zach, you've got to come in and you want to raise the bar a little bit. How are you going to do that? What's it going to take for you to improve upon your performance from last year?
Myself, I just want to make my team better while making myself better. Always because we don't have many seniors. We have maybe 3, 4. So I'm just going to be a leader and just run everything, make everybody better.
All right. When you look at, the way you guys play offensively and defensively, how do you think you fit into that? I mean, does it fit your style? Is that fast-paced type of game? Or?
Yeah, we play a really fast-paced offense. So anytime they get a bucket on us, we'll hurry up and we'll inbound it and run up the floor, try to get the closest net. So I really like running fast. I just really like the fast tempo game. And I think
You guys playing in the late division. You get to see the Chagrin division teams as well. So you're going to have some big teams, some teams that play fast, a lot of talent. How do you get you and your teammates ready to play at a high level every night?
I think watching the film with guys is a really big deal because we might be fast, but we're always going to find something else. So we just got to play to our strengths, play how we know how to play.
All right. And coach, just, obviously it's a new season, a fresh page, a clean whiteboard, if you will. You got any goals up there that you've talked to the kids about, what you want to achieve early on in the season?
Well, at first we're probably going to have some growing pains because we are going to play a lot of young guys. But we're going to take each game one at a time, and I think we can have a successful winning season. We can sneak up on some teams that don't expect us to be real good this year. So I think we could be sneaky good, to be honest with you.
When you look at, as I mentioned, the Chagrin division and the Lake division, there's some really good basketball teams. How do you kind of balance all of that? The different styles that you've got to be ready for. You can't just go up and prepare for one style. You have to be ready for a bunch of different styles. Some teams are bigger than others. Some teams are faster than others. So how do you get your team ready just to kind of to play for every opponent you're going to face?
Well, luckily for us, my son helped coach at Kent State. He's our JV coach this year. So he learned how to break down film. And so we're going to break down film of each team and have a game plan for each team. We should know, at least after we play them the first time, if not before that, which teams have bigs, which teams can shoot, which teams can pound it down low. So we'll have a game plan probably different for each team. Offensively, we'll do the same thing we always do, but defensively, we'll probably change game to game.
As one of the newer teams into the Chagrin Valley Conference, how different was it going from your old league into this league?
For me, it wasn't that much different because I'm used to that league, but a little bit different with the referees. Down in Youngstown, they play a little more physical game. We were very seldom in foul trouble because they did play a little more physical, didn't cause many fouls. Up northeast, up here in Ohio, they seem to call it a little bit tighter. So last year and the year before, we got a little bit of foul trouble. So we're going to try to work on that so we don't, because we only really substitute 7-8 guys. So we got to stay out of foul trouble.
Okay. And, everybody starts the season off dreaming of winning state titles and regional titles. It might be a goal to win a conference title. What, how are you going to measure success with your young team just coming in and, you're going to have some challenges, but how are you at the end of the year going to measure success?
Well, success for us will be one game at a time. We're going to win the next game we play. We play, our next game is next Wednesday against Brookshire, and we plan on winning that game. So then the next game after that is Grand Valley. So we plan on winning one game at a time. And if we're on the top of the leaderboard, then we're on the top. If we're on the bottom, then we're going to work to get to the middle and then work to get to the top. That's pretty much it.
Yep. Right. All right. And then lastly, what's it going to take? What are your keys to success? What do you guys have to do on every given night just to come out on top?
Well, the way I look at it is if we can single-digit turnovers and play our hard-nosed defense and beat and hustle and be inspired, we can beat probably anybody. It's turnovers. We eliminate our turnovers and play hard-nosed defense, we can win because we can score. We're going to score points. There's no doubt about that.
All right. Sounds good. Well, I appreciate you guys joining us. Zach, Ben, good luck to you guys this year. Coach, I'll see you on the court sometime soon.
All right. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thanks. Take care. Okay, up next on the 2021 CVC Boys Basketball Media Day are the Perry Pirates and head coach Al Iosifano. Coach, welcome. I appreciate you guys meeting with us virtually tonight. I know you're busy schedule there, but go ahead and introduce the guys you brought along with you and then just give us a little bit of an overview of what we can expect out of the Pirates this year.
Yeah, no problem. Steve, thanks so much for having us and taking the time to organize this and having our guys on. with the opportunity to speak a little bit about our program and our upcoming season, and then your flexibility of having us through this means we really appreciate it. So joining us today, we have senior Connor, I'll probably butcher his last name, Zabrudnik, and we have another senior, Brock Savan, and Jake Covison. I don't know if he's joined us yet or not. He's a junior guard that if he hasn't joined yet, he will be shortly.
Right.
As far as, an overview of the season, we're pretty fortunate here, especially coming off of what we thought was a pretty good year last year to have a lot of guys back. 3 of our 5 starters are back. We have a handful of seniors in a variety of different positions. So that brings some experience. I mean, all the guys that are in this room right here have been in the program all the way through. We know them well. And they're good teammates, good players, coachable kids. So with the experience and the leadership and the amount of seniors that we have, and just talented athletes. You saw what they did in the fall. Majority of them participated in football. So once we get the rust off and get these guys in a different type of shape in regards to the basketball conditioning, and we're pretty excited what's ahead for us.
All right. Well, let me start with those seniors. I'll start with Brock. Brock, as a senior, as Coach mentioned, you guys have a lot of kids that play football. A lot of success for the Pirates on the gridiron. You have that competitiveness. How does that translate to basketball for you guys, just to go out and compete hard every night?
Making deep out runs helps us a lot. It's very competitive. We push each other each and every day at practice, and that translates into our game. So it's just with basketball too. We go super hard at practice, and that will translate into games. Just having that experience will help us in every sport that we play.
Obviously, basketball and football are a little bit different. You can't go out and body check people so much in basketball. You get called for the fouls, but how does it help, as far as just getting out there and using your body and doing those things to kind of, block out defenders or anyone trying to get to the hoop?
Yeah, it establishes physicality both mentally and physically. It just keeps you in the game. Playing the whole game, it keeps your mind ready, keeps your body ready. And with basketball, playing all 4 quarters, it'll keep you fresh, keep you ready, and just help you play the whole game.
And then when you look at this year, you're going into your senior year. Last year, high school basketball, you just went through it with football. There's going to be some emotions there as the season winds down. But what are you looking to accomplish as a senior, individually and as a team?
As a team, obviously, the goal is always to make it a state championship, make a deep playoff run. But as for me, I want to establish leadership, both verbally and leading by example. I want my teammates to follow my lead, and I want to be a chain reaction. So one person gets it, the whole team gets it. And so looking forward to a great season.
All right. Outstanding. Good luck to you. I'm going to move on to Connor, and I'm not going to try to pronounce that last name. I'll let him do it for me. I'm just going to call him Connor Z, another senior. Connor, how exciting is it just to kind of embark on another season, your last one in high school?
After last year and losing Jalen, I thought it was going to be it was going to be hard to come back. But I think my first day practice was today, and I think the intensity was all there. I think we're going to have a great season. I think as long as we all keep working and we keep on following our coaches' leads, they're doing a great job. We're going to be fine, and I'm very excited for the season.
What do you see as your team's strengths coming into the new season?
I think with so many of us that we're all going to be so well conditioned, and we're all going to be so physical because we're mostly football players. So I think people coming off the bench is going to be a big factor. And I think the physicality as well as the conditioning is also going to be a big factor. So I think if we get all those under control, then we should be good to go.
You guys play a tough schedule in conference and out of conference. It gets you ready for the postseason, but at the same time, it's a challenge every night. You've got to bring your A game. How do you do that? How do you get you and your teammates to come in and be prepared to give 100% effort every night?
Just consistency. We all have to be consistent. We all got to be there for every practice. We all have to take every rep like it's our last. We got to go hard every single play. We just got to make sure that we're consistent. And I think if we do that, then we're all going to be in a very good place to win.
Culture at Perry, it's a culture of winning, both, for boys sports and girls sports. You guys have had a lot of success. How much does that play into it? You feel that burden where you've got to, carry the torch and pass on a legacy to the next group of seniors.
I don't think it's a burden. I think it's more of a goal. And I think if all of us want it, then it's going to happen. And I think seeing that the last few years with Jalen and Drew Shiano and them, I think that if we continue using their views, then we're going to be great. And I think we have a very good chance in doing so.
Outstanding. Let me move on to Jake, the one junior in the group. Jake, coming in, you're a junior. Obviously, you're here at our media day, so coach thinks highly of you. What kind of pressure are you feeling as you head into this new season?
I'm not really feeling any pressure. I'm just excited to get at it with the seniors we have this year, and we should be really athletic and it should be fun.
What is your role on the team? What's coach looking for you to do each game?
Can you say that again?
What is your role? What does coach expect out of you each game?
I think coach would like me to be more of a leader this year, more vocal, and I'm going to try to lead just like the other guys said and have everyone follow me.
Perry's always had a couple of real good shooters. I have a sense that might be you just based on the last name, right? You had a brother, right, that was a pretty good shooter?
Yeah, he was a pretty good shooter, yeah.
Yeah, so I remember that. So, yeah, I mean, who's going to do the scoring for Perry this year?
We can all score the ball, but it doesn't really matter. Whoever you give the ball to, I think they have a good chance of scoring.
You're in a role now as a junior where you get to learn a little bit more from this year's seniors, and then next year you're going to be the senior. So how are you preparing for that, where you're going to be a senior next year and all the young guys are going to be looking up to you? What are you hoping to learn this year that'll help you in that role?
When I played, all the seniors have always been a good example of leading, and I feel like I just need to start early with that to learn how to do it when I become a senior so I can be the best at it.
Outstanding. And what kind of goals do you have for this year, individually and as a team?
Last year, we didn't go as far in the playoffs as we wanted, and I would love to make a far playoff run, so that's probably my biggest goal.
Outstanding. Good luck with that.
Thank
All right,
you.
I'm going to head back to Coach. And Coach, you heard from your guys. They're saying the right things. You coach them well?
Well, that's the funny thing. I don't have to coach these guys to say what you just heard. It's pretty cool just to listen to. I haven't even seen Brock yet. He's still taking a couple, which is fine. We talked about we want him to take 4 or 5 days off, or the time, if they need a week, they need a week to take a mental and physical break. And Connor, as you mentioned, just got back in the gym today, and Jake, we've been in touch with since the start of the season. But you could tell the unselfish remarks, the emphasis on leadership, the emphasis on the postseason. We talk about that a lot. It's not about how you start. We want to be playing our best basketball in February. We want to have a successful season, but we're pretty adamant and pretty hungry and put a lot of emphasis on advancing in the playoffs. You heard Brock mention this, it's the state finals. That's the ultimate goal. You heard Jake mention a long playoff run. We want to be in those positions as long as we can in late February and into March. And last year, as good as the regular season was we felt like we had a missed opportunity to advance in the postseason, and it's fresh on the coaching staff's mind. I know it's fresh on these guys' mind, and that will be the emphasis on a daily basis.
One of the things you guys, like I said earlier, you guys play in a tough conference. You're going to get challenged night in, night out, and then you have that brutal non-conference schedule, and then you get to the postseason, and there are no easy games there in Division II up here in Northeast Ohio. So, how do you get the guys ready to just come out and bring their A game every single night?
Well, if we don't, we're going to be pretty in bad shape, because like that our conference is solid, and it always, and you can't take any nights off in conference play, and that was something that we talked about going into this year, is doing what we can to really have a competitive non-conference schedule, because we just want to go into the playoffs battle tested. If we win more games than we lose going to the playoffs, that's great. But at the end of the day, how experienced, what type of situations have we seen over 20 games? What type of competition? What type of matchups have we dealt with? And when you're talking Richmond Heights, and we go down to Columbus and play Bishop Watterson, you have Riverside and Mayfield, and I'm I'm sure I'm leaving off a bunch of other teams non-conference wise that are really going to be a big challenge for us. So you kind of look at the playbook of Chardon last year, who beat us, and they were one shot away from going to regionals. I think they went into the playoffs a couple games over 500. They beat us, and they went on the road and beat Canfield pretty convincingly, and they were right there on the road at Struthers. So, we want to be tested, and we look forward to those challenges. And I don't anticipate, with the leadership that we have from the guys in this room and on the team, that we'll have to get up for games. They know what's at stake, and they know our expectations, and they know each other's expectations. So it's just that area will I feel confident in.
Yeah, I suspect you're right. I talked earlier about the culture at Perry, and I think you guys basically reiterated that, is that they've developed it over the years, grown into being accustomed to doing things the Perry way, and I think you do it the right way there. And so I think you're onto something, Coach. Just building up that schedule, getting them ready for the postseason. What are the biggest challenges you have to overcome to achieve your goals?
That question, I assume that question's for me.
Sure.
Yeah, I think I think Connor mentioned we have a lot of depth, and we have a lot of different guys this year that are juniors and seniors that bring different things to the table. So finding our rotation, finding guys that will accept certain roles, understanding that roles might change based on the matchup and based on games. Some of that unselfishness that these guys talked about is, it's easy to talk about it, but to continue to believe in it and accept it and realize that ultimately that's what we're here for, and that's what's going to make us the best is always a challenge over the course of 3 months. And then, the last thing is the first 4 to 6 weeks, I anticipate being tough. These guys are transitioning. It's a different type of conditioning that you deal with here in our basketball season. And the schedule doesn't do us any favors with the we have in December. So, just staying the course and buying into the process and the plan and the roles will be a challenge, but we're looking forward to it. And we know we have the right kids to accept it.
Great. All right, Coach. Well, I appreciate your time and that of your players. Wish you the best of luck this season. Look forward to seeing you on the court pretty soon.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks for bringing these guys on. Again, thanks for your flexibility, and thanks all that you do to try to promote our high school. Not just our school, but in the Northeast Ohio area. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right. That was the Perry Pirates here at the 2021 CVC Boys Basketball Media Day. We're going to take a quick break and bring you a little bit more action from the league. Thanks, guys. Welcome back to the 2021 Chagrin Valley Conference Boys Basketball Media Day, live from Independence High School. I'm Steve Hare, the CVC Sports Information Director. Up next, we've got the Metro Division. But before we get there, we've got the Orange Lions, who are coming in due to practice. They're coming in a little bit late, so we squeezed them in here in the Metro Division. We've got assistant coach Deontay Cowset here representing the Lions. Coach, appreciate you guys making the trip. Why don't you start out, introduce the guys you brought along with you, and then just give us the elevator pitch. What can we expect out of Orange this season?
Thanks for having us. Here with me I have Matt Krasnoff, Trevor Moss, and John Boyle, our 3 senior captains for varsity. And you can expect us to be locked in. That's our slogan. And we're sticking to it. We're taking it one day at a time, and we're just trying to get better every trip.
All right, let's get right into it with the players. I'll start all the way down at the left. That is John. All right, John, go ahead and grab that microphone. You were a honorable mention all-conference last season, right? So, yeah, coming in, you got to be a little bit fired up for the senior year to try and build off that success from last season. What are you feeling right now embarking on that that senior season of high school basketball?
Yeah, for sure. I think we had a pretty good season. Or I actually think we had an underwhelming season last year. I think we really grew as a team these last couple months in the summer, this fall. And I think we're going to surprise a lot of people in the CVC this year and have a good season.
You know, last year, talking to all the teams tonight, there were so many teams that had underperforming records, you know, like Hawken, and you know, they had 5 wins. Hawken doesn't win five games a year. You know, they're always 10, 12, 14 wins. So I take last year, I throw it away, and I assume you guys are kind of taking that same approach. It's just like, forget about last year. We got an opportunity in front of us this year, and how exciting is that to just not only be able to come out and play, you know, somewhat in a normal situation, but you know, just to be able to take on a new challenge as a senior and do things your way.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I mean, especially in our senior year, I think we had a good fan base. This year should be a lot of fun. Really excited for it.
What's your role on the team? What's Coach looking for you to do each night?
I think me and Matthew, we're the backcourt. I think really our job is to get the ball to Trevor, the rest of the playmakers, play defense, rebound, and just play hard.
What kind of goals do you have for your senior year, both individually and as a team?
Individual, I don't really have that many goals, I'm going to be honest. I mean, win games, obviously, but it's more of a team thing. And as a team, you know, I think we have a real shot to win the CVC. I say that with confidence. I think these guys can back that up too, coaching staff as well. So just going out there, going hard. And I think when we go hard, the wins will show up for sure.
You know, we've got your senior leaders right here, but it's going to take more than you guys. Who are some of the younger guys that have kind of impressed you in the preseason?
Yeah, we got a junior, Noah Page. He's really been working hard in the offseason. Our sophomore, Dom, he's going to be a big player this year. Yeah, 2 of our big guys.
What do you see as the biggest challenges for the Lions this year?
Just staying consistent. I feel like there's spurts where like we can really play good basketball, but we just got to string those together now, string wins together, and then, yeah, we'll be successful.
All right, let's slide that over to Trevor. Trevor, same question, just going into that senior year, you know, what are you feeling right now? Just I'm sure there's some bittersweet feelings knowing it's your last year of high school basketball, but at the same time, you got one more, and you got to be pretty excited for it.
Yeah, it feels really good. Just to have that senior mentality. It's either win or go home the whole season, so we just got to take advantage of everything, work hard, and like John said, the wins will come.
Trevor, you were first-team all-conference last season. It's hard to raise the bar from performing at that high a level, but how are you going to do it? What's it going to take?
Well, hard work, determination. The sky's the limit for myself and the team. As like John said, I mean, we got to put the work in, and we've been putting the work in, and the outcome will come. The outcome will come.
What was it about your game that caught the attention of the coaches in the league?
Just being able to do a little bit of everything, shooting, definitely rebounding, down low, finishing, passing, just an all-around guy.
I asked John about the strengths. What are the weaknesses of the Lions? And you don't have to tell me what they are, but how are you going to counter those weaknesses?
Well, we just got to stay focused, locked in. That's what our motto is, and we work hard. We stay locked in. We got to eliminate the mistakes, and it'll happen.
You guys are your team captains, and everybody talks about leadership. But how do you define that? What is it that you do to provide leadership?
Well, in order to be a leader, I mean, you got to lead by example and lead by communication. All three of us do that every day, every practice. We're always loud. Considering we got a sophomore playing a big role and a couple juniors, we have the most experience in the team, so we got to bring it to them, show them how to do it, and then they'll follow us. That's what we've been doing.
What are you looking to accomplish this year in your last year of high school ball?
Well, I mean, as far as we can go, we had an amazing off season, good outcomes in scrimmages. We just got to put the pieces together, and I mean, the sky's the limit. We can do whatever we want to do if we put the work in.
The Chagrin division already was a big challenge for every team. There's some really good teams there. You get the crossover games with the Lake division, so you get the Perrys, the Genevas, the Lakesides, etc. Well, this year Richmond Heights moves up from the Metro division to the Chagrin division, adds another opponent in there that is going to bring it every night. They've been to 2 state Final Fours in the last 3 years, and probably we're headed to a third if COVID didn't cancel the season. But so the opportunity is there for you guys to go out and play high-level basketball almost every night. How exciting is that?
Extremely exciting. I mean, now we can have a student section. It's going to be a lot of fun. All three of us, we can't wait. Can't wait to get going. It's going to be a great year. Yeah.
All right, let's slide over to Matthew. Matthew, we had your dad here not too long ago, so he threw down the gauntlet already. You'll have to go back and watch what he said. But, yeah, I think he's looking forward to those Beechwood Orange games, and I'm pretty sure you're looking for them too. In case you missed it, Matthew's dad is the head coach over at Beechwood, so they were here just a little bit ago previewing their season. Same question for you. Heading into that senior year, there's got to be a lot of excitement, but at the same time, that realization hits that, this is it, high school ball. You got 22 plus whatever you get in the postseason. What are you feeling heading into this year?
I'm excited. There's no words that I can put that it'll show how excited I am. I mean, it's the first regular season that's real for us. I mean, it's going to be a blast.
What's it like at home? Dad can't go sit in the living room and watch, video and scout the teams he's looking at because you're the enemy when it comes to basketball, and you can't go home and say, hey, Dad, but we were working on this. You can't share those secrets. So what's that like, that relationship with you having a head coach at an opposing rival team?
Yeah, it's definitely different, but I think it's a lot of fun, and it kind of raises the level of intensity for the 2 games we have against them this year.
What is your role on the team? What's Coach looking for you to do each night?
I'm basically the primary ball handler, and I kind of just run the offense, make sure stuff goes smoothly, and just be the guy the coach on the floor basically.
From freshman year till now, where do you think your game has grown?
I think I've grown just my leadership. I'm good with keeping people accountable, and just on the floor, I feel like my hard work just shows, and I feel like it kind of reflects on other people well.
What are you looking for, as far as team goals, individual goals? What do you hope to accomplish this season?
I just want to leave it all on the floor. I mean, I want to be the hardest working team in every game, and we're a little undersized, but I feel like if we're the hardest working team, the sky's the limit for us.
Who are some of the young guys? I asked one of your teammates earlier, who are some of the young guys that have impressed you already?
Like John said, Noah and Dom have done a great job. We also got Henry Bonner. We got Max Page. They've both been great this offseason. Even a fellow senior, Evan Friedman, Aaron Zarbabel, they've both been great. They've both been great so far.
If you had to pick one player who is going to surprise everybody, who's it going to be?
Dominique for sure. He's a sophomore. He didn't really have a freshman year because COVID hit, and nobody really knows his name, but just be ready for him.
All right, let's slide that back over to Coach. And Coach, obviously, your players are here talking about goals. Think they can compete for the conference title, all those good things. What is it going to take, though? What's it going to take for these guys to go out and play consistently and at a high level?
Well, they kind of already hit on it. Working hard every time, every opportunity we get, staying consistent, and we make up for the things we lack with outworking the other team.
Any games that you guys have already talked about? You got circled on the calendar. I mean, obviously you have your rivalry games, those things, but those go without saying. But any others that maybe you scheduled just to give your kids a taste of here's what we want to be, and this is what you got to go out and play like?
Well, other than Beechwood, we're kind of taking it one game at a time. We treating every opponent the same. Stay locked in. We want to play our game every time we touch the floor.
How does it help? Does it help or does it hurt playing in a league like ours where you've got so many good teams where you're just going to be tested night after night?
I think it helps. We don't back down from a challenge. We don't want to take the easy way out. We want to step up and show ourselves that we can compete, and sky's the limit.
Talked a little bit about some of the younger players that have already kind of made a name for themselves or have been impressive in the preseason. As far as the rotation goes, who are the guys that need to be counted on each night?
Obviously these three guys, but like they said, fellow seniors, Evan and Aaron. But touching on the younger guys, Dom, Henry, Max, those guys, Noah, we're going to be counting on them a lot because they bring a lot to the table, and they've put in the work in the offseason.
Outstanding. All right, well, that is the Orange Lions out here at the 2021 Chagrin Valley Conference Boys Basketball Media Day live at Independence High School. Coach, I appreciate you guys making the trip. Best of luck to you this season. That was the Orange Lions. Next up, we're going to dive into the Metro Division. We've got the Trinity Trojans over here on deck. So give them a moment. We're going to take a moment to thank our sponsor, the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery.
Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery diagnoses and treats facial pain and injuries, and also offers a full range of dental implants and bone grafting procedures. Look no further than the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery for all of your oral surgery and cosmetic surgery needs. Please visit their website at www.ohsurgery.com.
Welcome back to the 2021 CVC Boys Basketball Media Day event live from Independence High School. I am Steve Hare with the CVC Sports Information Director. And up next, we've got the Trinity Trojans here in the Metro Division. Coach Dan Urban. Coach, welcome. I appreciate you making the long trip from Garfield Heights over here. You got one of the easiest trips, but appreciate you coming. Why don't you go ahead and introduce the player you brought with you and then just give us your elevator pitch. What can we expect out of the Trojans this year?
We brought Braylon Eaton with us, one of our incoming freshmen who's going to play varsity for us this year. We're excited. We're extremely excited this year. We have some new life into the school, into the program. 2 incoming freshmen that are really tough. We have a couple of transfers that came in. A really good senior class, a really good junior class. So we're extremely excited for this season.
All right, let's throw it right over there to Braylon. Braylon, now I haven't had many freshmen at a CVC Media Day event, regardless of the sport. So coming in, expectations must be pretty high for you.
Yeah, it's high. I just try to get the motion of it, try to fit my place in, try to do good.
How exciting is it to embark on your high school career, and you're coming in as a freshman, obviously with some pretty big expectations?
Yeah, it's good, just the environment, meeting new people, my teammates too, me and them, getting along with them. Feel me? Just trying to do good this season, just trying to go far.
What position do you play, and what kind of role do you expect to play for the Trojans?
I expect probably small forward, but I like chipping in all things, playing all positions, just making my teammates getting involved.
Talk about your game a little bit. What do you bring to the table?
Shoot, dribble, drive, passive. I can score at will a lot. It's a lot.
And Coach's eyebrows light up when you say you can score at will. So yeah, any player that can do that, I imagine, is popular in the practice room. So what do you see as your biggest challenge as you start your high school career? I no doubt you've played some AAU ball and you've played some good competition, so I don't think that part scares you. But just as far as starting out as a freshman playing varsity basketball.
Well, it's a big challenge. I'm gonna take the challenge, try to do the best I can, try to go far with my team and succeed, try to win a conference, just set higher goals this year for my team.
Talk about how the older kids have embraced you. How are you fitting in with that group, and how have they kind of pulled you in and shown you how to do things the right way at Trinity?
It's good. They push me. They push me hard. Somebody fall down, we pick them back up. They push me in the weight room. They push me on and off the court, just make me better as a person.
Last year I saw Trinity play, I think, twice. aggressive defense, kind of an up-tempo, but they also had some guys inside that could pull down the rebounds, get the baskets inside, can kick it out, get the threes. Same type of tempo this year? Is that what you guys are looking for?
To be honest, I'm incoming, so we got some crazy talent this year. So, yeah, we got crazy talent.
The interesting thing in the Metro division is Richmond Heights has bounced up, and they're going to play in the Chagrin division this year. So Richmond Heights has kind of dominated the league for the past few years, and so now that door is open for a Trinity or a Lutheran West or a Cuyahoga Heights or an Independence or whoever to kind of take the reins. How exciting is that, just to know that, you know what, we can go out and win a league title and kick off our postseason run that way?
Good. We're going to take the challenge, see what we do. We ready. We in the gym every day. In the weight room, getting better, just pushing each other.
Who are some of the guys that you're looking toward and saying, okay, I know that they're good players, they do things the right way, those are the guys I want to follow? Who are some of those guys?
Keenan, Jameer, all the older kids, real. I just try to look up to them sometimes and play my role, see how they do things, because they've been there longer than me. So if it's something I don't know, I follow them, they teach me. Everybody help each other.
All right. Coach, how's that dynamic going? You said you got some newer players. You know, obviously you graduate kids, you get the kids coming up. You know, one of the hardest things to do is get all those kids to gel and play as a team. So how's that process going?
Everybody that's asked me this question, I said the same thing. It's been a lot harder than I thought it would be to get everybody to gel. 2 incoming freshmen are going to start for us most likely. We have 3 transfers that are juniors. We have a senior returning that didn't play last year due to COVID reasons. Last year, our seniors combined for like 15 points a game between the 5 of them. So this year, I think with what we have, we're going to play 11 guys, and I think every single guy can chip in and play. So, again, like Braylon said, we're really excited. I mean, we're in the gym working hard every day.
Rotation-wise, kind of run through that. Who do you expect to kind of, you know, not necessarily, you know, starters can be interchangeable at times, but who are those key guys you're going to count on night in and night out?
Other than coaching an AAU team years ago that was pretty good, this is probably the deepest team I've ever had. You know, we have 11 guys. We plan on playing all 11 of them quite a bit. So we're going to play up-tempo. We're going to play fast. But rotation-wise, Braylon Irby, Jaquan Stubbs, both freshmen are going to play a lot. A couple of transfers, Keenan Hughes, Antonio Gaines, Krishawn Price, they're going to play a lot. But then our seniors, like we have a really good senior class. Ryan Trent is arguably one of the area's best shooters in my opinion. Ian Anderson is a 4-year varsity guy for us. All of our seniors have played at least 3 years of varsity basketball for us. So we're deep, but also I think we have a lot of experience that we haven't had in the past.
Ian Anderson's a name I remember. He's just one of those multi-sport guys. He's kind of a glue guy. He may not be the most talented football player or basketball player, but he's the guy you want on your team just because of that. And how does he kind of help out and get, guys on the same page?
I think this year we go as Ian goes. Ian's a 4-year varsity guy in baseball, basketball, football, so he has that dog in him that he just plays hard. And I told Braylon, when he first sees Ian, he said to me, I didn't know Ian was that good. When Ian's on the floor, things just smooth out for everybody else. So he's very heady, got a high IQ, he's aggressive, he plays hard. Ian takes a lot of chances, he'll gamble a little bit, but they're very, very calculated. So as a glue guy, that's a great way to put it. But we look at him a little more than just a glue guy. Like, we look at him as a major contributor. He's a kid where I'm excited about. Like, he was on the fence, too, about playing this year. Baseball's probably in his future for college, but we felt that with him, he puts it over the top this year. So he's a huge part of this team.
I think when you look at your roster and the way you're describing, I already knew you had a bunch of guys coming back, and you got some great young talent coming in as well. Independence graduated a big and another guy, some key guys there, but they have a lot of talent coming back. I know Cuyahoga Heights, same boat. So the Metro is going to be pretty tough, and then you get over to the Valley Division. Most of those teams, those are your crossover games. Most of those teams are returning almost everybody. So should be a competitive league. How do you see all that kind of helping develop your team while also keeping you challenged and fresh and just letting you know that, if you don't play well, there's somebody that could knock you down a little bit?
Well, we're going to open up with Lutheran East, so we're going to set the bar real high. So we want to play the best teams possible to prepare us for our conference. I really like the CVC. I think it fits us really well in our school, the size of school. Our crossover games are going to be tough this year, but we played these teams last year, and we split with most of them. So I think this year we can do the same thing, if not win a little more. We're really excited about the CVC. I like the challenge it gives us because it's not – there's really no cupcakes. Everybody plays hard. Everybody brings it every single night. So I think it prepares us really well for the postseason. So we're excited. I mean, we love the CVC. We're glad to be a part.
What are your keys to victory? I mean, I know what your goals are. Everybody wants to win that conference title, win a district title, and move on and do those things. What's it going to take? Your keys to victory to get you there?
Playing together. I think if we can get everybody to mesh and play together, if we can play for each other, like he mentioned, if we can play together as a team, I think it'll be really hard to beat. But being young, we're going to see how that goes. You know, I'm not sure. We're going to have ups and downs. You know, I think the teams that stay even keel, stay here, are the teams that do the best. So we preach that a lot in practice. Never get too high, never get too low. That's all I got.
And you're right about that. Is, you know, I mean, you're dealing with teenage. Everybody's emotional, whether you're a teenager or a grown up. But you know, when you're talking about high school kids, you don't know what happened at school. They might come in, they're not focused. So like you said, yeah, even keel, and that's where I think a guy like Ian, who's been around and
never too high, never too low. I think all of our seniors, actually, it's a good point because none of them ever get too high. None of them ever get too low. They always stay right there in the middle. So I think our seniors will really keep the composure of our squad. I think they'll be the glue that keeps everybody together. And if they can keep the young guys on task and keep them locked in, I think that helps even more.
I'll tell you, it's nice that Braylon has already, you know, locked on to Ian because he's a freshman, Ian's a senior. If you're half the leader that Ian is, you know, by the time you're a senior, you're in good shape. So good stuff there. You got a good mentor for you. And
absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right, Coach. Well, I appreciate you making the trip. I know I'm going to see you a couple of times. I love your gym, so that place, it's just a great place to watch.
We think we have one of the best gyms to play in. I think it's hot. It's tight.
It is.
Everybody's on top of you. I think it's a huge advantage for us.
Absolutely.
So we're excited. We hope you come out.
Yeah, it's great. I covered a volleyball match there. I was at your basketball game against Independence there last year, and now, it's just a great play. I mean, everyone's there. It's
right
just
there, right. And I think this year we'll have, because COVID was an issue last year.
Yep.
But this is year 3 for us, and we've been saying this for 3 years. Year 3 is going to be our year to really make some noise. So I expect the student section and the fans to be at an all-time high at Trinity.
Yeah, it is a great gym. So great. All right. Yeah. Once again, thanks.
Your time, Steve.
Oh,
Thank
sure.
you for having us. Thank you so much.
Yep. Thanks for coming out.
Appreciate
it.
it.
Once again, that's the Trinity Trojans here in the Metro Division. Looking forward to seeing them in action this year. And so we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back at 7 o'clock with the Valley Division. Welcome back to the 2021 Chagrin Valley Conference Boys Basketball Media Day event, live from Independence High School. I'm Steve Hare I am the CVC Sports Information Director. Up next, we are going to kick off the Valley Division, but we're going to do it with the Chagrin Falls Tigers, who are in the Chagrin Division. But due to practice constraints, they came down here, and we're going to squeeze them in with the Valley Division. So, Coach Barger, welcome. Go ahead and introduce the guys you brought with you, and then just kind of give us your elevator pitch. What can we expect out of the Tigers this year?
Well, first of all, thanks for having us, Steve. We're glad to be here. First of all, I brought our 4 captains with us. Max Crandall, a junior. Ryan Castelluccio is one of our seniors. Henry Newell is another senior, and then finally our junior James Cosmides. As far as the season goes, I mean, we've got a brand new slate this year. We had 10 seniors last year, graduated 5 starters, but the guys we've got in the gym right now have done a fantastic job. A lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm. These guys are willing to learn. They just need their opportunity, and I think this year is going to show that they are capable of doing big things.
I think the buzzword around Media Day is opportunity. Beechwood's in a similar situation. They graduated 7 of their top 8, so it's all about opportunity for the guys who have been waiting for their chance. Now it's here. So just looking at what you've seen so far in the preseason, though, how ready are those guys to accept that opportunity that's in front of them?
All these guys, James and Henry were in the rotation last year for the most part. Max got a chance to play a little bit as a starting role at the end. Ryan would have been in the same position as well. But so these guys, they don't have a whole lot of playing experience on the varsity level, but we certainly have confidence in them. Biggest thing we got to come up with is guys off the bench. I mean, that's where we're lacking some depth right now, and we just don't have a whole lot of experience up and down the program. So that's the biggest thing that we need to try to figure out before we start on November 30th.
All right, let's get into it with the players. Max, you'll go. We'll get you first. We'll go work our way down the table from left to right. As Coach said, you've got an opportunity in front of you. You got some time last year. How different is this preseason from last year?
I mean, it's very different for me because last year I started on JV to start the year, so it's very different to be able to practice with the varsity players. And last year with COVID, we didn't even practice with the varsity, so I was all-time JV, and it's very different to be able to have these high-paced practices. And going back to what Coach said earlier, my favorite part about this clean slate is we really have no expectations, and we really got nothing to lose. And I think that's the best part about our team is we got nothing weighing on our shoulders right now. We can kind of just go out there. We got some great chemistry, and we can kind of just go out there and give it our all and give it the best of the buzzer.
You may not have those 5 starters from last year, but what you do have is their legacy and the legacy of the players that came before them. And that's one thing about Chagrin basketball is there's a lot of pride around the program. How much does that factor into just the way you're approaching, business every day at practice?
I mean, it's a big part. I really love the environment around us. Like you said earlier, we got a great energy. I really love my teammates. We got some good chemistry, and it's a bunch of guys just having a great time, lots of energy. And yeah, there's no like toxicity at all. It's just we just got great energy.
It's the biggest word anyone's used all day. Congratulations. I like it. Obviously, when you lose those 5 starters, you're losing the cornerstone of your team, and high school sports is what it is. Those guys move on. Somebody else has to step into their place. So who have you seen, the young guys that saw some time last year, who have kind of been filling those voids?
Well, our big man we lost was Jack McMullen last year, and James he kind of plays like him, so say he stepped into it. But, we got a really different play style from the team last year. We got Josh Norton. He was our point guard, but he was like 6'4", 6'2", and I'm not really that tall at all. So, but those seniors last year, they left a great legacy, and they were really big leaders, honestly, and some of them were role models to me. So they definitely left back a good blueprint for us, but we got a pretty different personnel than them, so I don't think we can really compare to last year's team at all.
Okay. As a junior, you obviously, this is your junior year. Next year, you got another year. So you're here cutting your teeth, learning the varsity way, trying to, establish yourself as a 2-year starter. What's that going to take just to kind of keep yourself in the role that you find yourself in now?
I definitely think confidence is a big part for me. There's games where I have a mistake and I kind of think about it the whole time, but I think the biggest part about being a varsity player is you just got to learn how to take it and move on. And that's something I got to learn this year, and that's a big thing that I got to improve on, is just to miss a shot, get back in defense, get another opportunity, and that's a big part for me this year.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the key when you've got, a lot of younger guys stepping into varsity roles, is short memories. So what kind of goals do you have for yourself this year? What are you hoping to accomplish?
No, I really just want to win, but I'm hoping maybe to lead the team in assists, because I like facilitating a lot, but mainly I'm just focused on winning and playing the offense that he has for us.
Facilitating and toxicity. You definitely got the grammar award today. So outstanding. All right, Ryan, let's slide down to you, one of the Chagrin seniors. Obviously, and this is one of the things I talked to with a lot of the kids tonight, is they're coming into their senior year. This is you've got to be excited about a new season, but at the same time, it's got to be a little bit bittersweet, because in 22 games, you're going to be fighting for your high school career every game after that. So, what are you feeling right now as you approach that senior season?
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Just focused on giving it my all every day, and just knowing this is it. So, got nothing to lose.
What did you learn from all those seniors that you graduated last year that's going to help you not only on the court but as a leader now that you're a senior?
Just the way they practiced every day. They practice, with a lot of energy, practice really hard. They played really well together, so we're trying to take that and do it with our team.
What is your role this season? What's Coach expecting out of you?
I'm going to try to be a vocal leader on defense. And then on offense, I got to space the floor, knock down threes, and also find my teammates.
I'm going to ask you an odd question, because it has nothing to do with basketball, but the Chagrin Falls girls soccer team just won a state title. I know Chagrin has had some other state championship teams. Does that trickle down at all? I mean, do you guys say, wow, if my classmate can do it, I can too? I mean, does that hit you?
Yeah, we definitely want to do the same thing. We were all down there supporting them, and
that was an awesome student section, by the way.
It was awesome.
It was great.
So, yeah, just seeing that energy, we hope to have that at our games too.
What do you take away from, not just the soccer team's success, but other teams and even past Chagrin basketball teams that have had a lot of success? What do you take from those that you try to kind of embody and embrace and use in your own game?
Yeah, just taking what we've seen in the past and trying to do the same thing, win games, and just be the best team that we can be.
Obviously, four of the top guys in the rotation are here. Who else can we expect to see? Who has impressed you in the preseason?
We got a guard coming off the bench, Henry Barr. He's a really good three-point shooter, good defender. Same with Nick Calabrese. Again, good three-point shooter. We got a lot of good shooters on our team. And then Nick Vinci, the last guy in the starting lineup, one of our point guards. He's really good. Love him.
Outstanding. Coach, I got spoiled over the last few years. You had all those seniors. The names were all the same. So it's like now I got to get used to a whole new lineup.
Yeah,
I can only imagine what you're going through.
No, you're right. I mean, these guys, I think Max touched on it a little bit. I mean, these guys are their own group, and they're just, they just want to create their own legacy, and that's what, that's what all teams do. I mean, we've had great teams in the past that graduated, and the next year you had another group that came in and did just as well. So it's just about them getting their opportunity.
And that opportunity is knocking right now. So let's slide over to Henry. Henry, another senior. So you've had 4 years learning from the guys that came before you. What did you learn from them that you're putting into play now as a senior leader on this team?
Yeah, they were really important to me. They taught me a lot, just to move without the ball, cut, always talking defense. I always looked up to them. They showed me a lot of tips and tricks. So, yeah, mostly that.
What are you looking for your senior year? Going back to the same question I asked. You've got to be excited about the opportunity in front of you, but at the same time, in 22 games, it's win or your career is over. So how do you kind of, reconciling that in your mind that, as excited as you are, there's some finality coming too?
Yeah, I'm really excited, but I just know me and Casto and the other seniors, we just got to give everything we got. Due to last year, because of COVID, I saw how hard it was because they only got to play like 11 games and their season was over. So I'm glad we're going to get a whole team and get a whole season and get a good playoff run, hopefully. And just the last game, just give it our all. There's no point not to. Just give everything we got.
You actually just reminded me of something that I'm remiss in that I didn't ask anybody else tonight, but I mean, last year with COVID, some teams played 5 games, some played 18 games. You know, I mean, so you lose almost a whole season, and coming out of that, you've got to be able to say, okay, we've got a little bit of normalcy here. How nice is that, just to kind of realize that, you know what, we don't have all the same rules that we had. We can, you know, kind of go out and just focus on basketball.
Yeah, it's a lot nicer. I think we had 3 quarantines last year, so it was really tough for the guys to just get in a rhythm. So this year we get to have practice every day. We're going to have games. You know, we don't have to worry about COVID that much this year. And one thing about the bench, you know, we get to sit next to each other. It's nice to be with everyone and, like, talk to them on the bench. So.
And I think the most important thing, one of your teammates said earlier, is just having that student section. Yeah. That in itself is it just changes the atmosphere. And, you know, high school sports are great, but when you get just like that soccer game, you know, that student section against Rocky River, was that the state semi out there at, I can't even remember where it was now, but that was you came out, you represented well, so seeing that in your student section in the gym, that just fires you up and gets you going, so that's great.
Yeah.
And then, just lastly for you as a senior, what are you looking to accomplish in your last year of high school ball?
I'm looking to just have a great time with my teammates and hopefully have a really good season, make a deep playoff run, and hopefully beat Kenston the first game.
That's always the plan, right? Can go 1-21 and be happy as long as that one win is Kenston. That's what I like about rivalries. So, all right, James, you're on the hot seat. A junior, big man, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, I gotta zoom out with you. Your head's out of my camera range here. The one trouble running a one-man show, I can't operate my cameras quite as well. But, so welcome. You're a junior stepping in, to a team that just graduated 5 senior starters. So, obviously, the Tigers have been senior-laden over the past couple years, and now you're a junior. How do you feel about that, just kind of stepping in as one of the younger guys?
Well, my freshman year, I was on JV, but I still practiced with varsity. And last year, I also practiced. I was on varsity, so I'm used to the energy and the practice levels we have, but I really like how we do have a clean slate, like we said, and no rules are really fully set yet. So every guy in practice is going as hard as they can to earn a spot. So that's what I like about it.
When you look at your role, since you're not one of those little backcourt guys, you're going to be in the mix. The Chagrin division in the CVC has some pretty big dudes, and they're good. And then you get the crossover games with the Lake Division. They've got some dudes as well. So you've got to come not just, technically and play your game, but you've got to be physical and aggressive. How ready are you for that challenge?
Recently in scrimmages, we just faced Willoughby South, I believe. They had a 6'8" guy. I believe I held my own against him. I practiced with a guy who was very big and strong my first 2 years of high school, so I'm really used to guarding the stronger, bigger guys.
What has Coach said to you about your role, just kind of knowing that you've got to go in and bump elbows with some big dudes, but also pull down rebounds and get some of those easier baskets?
Yeah, so we don't have the biggest team. We have actually a pretty small team, so I know my role is I can't get in foul trouble. I have to box down rebound every time. I got to get the easy buckets. I just got to do the simple things that a big man should do and play smart.
When you look at all of that, and now you add Richmond Heights to the mix, who, they've been to two state Final Fours in the last 2 years, probably would have been to a third if it wasn't for COVID. They were in the regional final and got shut down there. So now they join the Chagrin division, which kind of, throws everything out of whack, adds another competitive team in there. You're not going to have a night off. I mean, and then you guys play a pretty tough non-conference schedule as well. So looking at your teammates and yourself, how do you recharge your batteries after every game so that you can come in and you don't have tired legs or a tired mind?
Mm-hmm. So we do have a really tough schedule this year, but I think all of our guys aren't just friends on the court. We're always together off the court too. So I say, the energy we bring, we keep each other up, and with injuries and stuff, we work out together out of basketball as well. So we just keep pushing each other to be the best we can and keep all of our energy for every game.
All right. And any games on the schedule? Obviously, Kenston. We'll
Kenston.
take that one.
Right.
We're going to take that one off the table. But what games do you have circled? Which ones are you looking forward? Obviously, they're all going to be a challenge, and not giving anyone bulletin board material. But everybody likes to play certain teams.
Yeah,
you might have a friend somewhere.
I think Orange. I mean, my first 2 years of basketball, we've always had close games with them. So I think it's a nice rivalry. It seems like there's always a lot of energy between the two teams. So it would be nice for us to go out and beat them.
Outstanding. All right, Coach, I'm going to throw it back to you. You know, I heard from your players. We know you've got a younger team. You've got some talent, a little bit, varsity inexperience at that level. But what's it going to take for you guys to compete at the Chagrin level, just to go out and do, what you've done for so many years?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, obviously, we have to do defensively. We have to compete at a high level. I mean, that's where we kind of hang our hat, is on the defensive end. We do like to get out and run, and these guys are really good at it. I know James is a big guy, but he's really a guard in a big man's body. So in order for us to get out and run, we've got to defend on that end of the floor. And offensively, we always try to utilize our unselfishness and moving without the ball and trying to make teams pay for being overly aggressive against us. And these guys, they play that brand of basketball. They share it. They're willing to share it. They hustle. They get the 50-50 balls. I mean, just things that we need to do if we're going to be successful until everybody gets, their feet wet. And, and then we hope to be able to achieve greater things as the year goes on.
And then just last one for you is, obviously bringing Richmond Heights into an already challenging divisional schedule. Is that beneficial for your team just to kind of get a taste of that kind of talent? Or is it just kind of, oops, now we got another tough game to prepare for?
It's interesting. I mean, it's funny because, the one thing last year that one of the positives last year is because the schedule was so screwed up. And our guys went over and played at St. Ignatius. And, we held our own over there. And, so I always, it's nice to go out against teams that are – are elite teams to see where you stack up. And, so I'm looking forward to it. I hope they are. I'm looking forward to not only our regular conference rivals, but to see, a team that's that talented and see how well we can compete against them. So, our schedule is tough in conference, and our non-conference schedule has been tough too. So, it'll prove real quick to these guys how ready they're going to be.
Absolutely. There's no dipping the toe in the water. You got to jump head first and run with it. So, all right, outstanding. Well, I appreciate the Tigers making the trip out here. Appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing you guys on the court this winter, and best of luck to you. That was the Chagrin Falls Tigers here at 2021 CVC Boys Basketball Media Day. Up next, we're going to have the Grand Valley Mustangs. Thanks, guys. Give the Mustangs a moment to take their seats at the head table. Following Grand Valley will be the Berkshire Badgers, and then we're stepping away from boys basketball, and we're going to close out the evening with the Independence Blue Devils swim team. They can't make our swim media day, so we're going to squeeze them in tonight since it's their home court here at Independence High School. All right, the Mustangs are in the house. All right, Coach, Justin Turk, welcome. I appreciate you guys making that trip from Orwell. I live in Clarendon, so I know it's a little bit of a haul for you, especially on a Thursday night after practice, so I appreciate you being here. Go ahead and introduce the guys you brought with you, and then just kind of give us an elevator pitch. What can we expect out of Grand Valley this year?
Yeah, absolutely. First, thanks for having us. We appreciate it. With me here, we have Ethan Spencer. He's a 4-year starter for us at point guard. And then we got Hagen Haydock is probably a 3.5-year starter for us at probably every position so far. Outlook for the upcoming season, we're optimistic. We've had 3 or 4 really quality scrimmages. We got a lot of guys out. We got a lot of guys back with experience. So we're optimistic, and so, yeah, happy to be here.
I know last year you had a couple, big guys inside, played a nice physical brand of defense. Any changes now that they've graduated?
Yeah, so obviously we're a couple guys graduated, so the big thing we've been trying to focus on this year is rebounding, right? We talk about it every day.
I've got the solution for you, and I aired it earlier. If you
happy.
make your shots, you don't have to rebound. So just
exactly.
make all your shots, and you're good to go.
Excellent point. So
not bad for a wrestler, right?
More though, we need to work on that a little bit more. Yeah. So rebounding, obviously, number one priority for us. We talk about it every day. All 5 guys have to be doing their job. So yeah.
All right, now let me start talking to your players first. We'll double back to you to close out the session. But Ethan, we'll start with you as senior, first team all-conference last season. Obviously, you're coming to your senior year. You hope to build on that. What's it going to take to improve upon your performance from last year?
Yeah, it takes focusing on everything that you failed on last time, and I think it really starts with defense. That's one of the big things I'd love to focus on, because you really just need to have effort when it comes to that. Offense will come, and we're really confident in our offensive sets. And when you start on the defensive end, it all starts from there. It really does. You don't even need to have an offensive set at some points. When you have a great offense, you're getting your box outs, getting your fundamentals, getting them all sound, and it really just begins off from there. So I think collectively and personally, we take a lot of pride in having sound defense, really.
What have you seen out of your team in the preseason that has caught your eye and you said, okay, I think we got it?
From an energy and culture standpoint, and it all wraps up into just the total effort we have as a team. We put in a lot of new incentives that I really enjoy. We have practice players of the day pretty much every day, and that gets all the guys to compete harder than I can say in many times past, I think, and it's really exciting. We're really happy about it.
And not to say you have weaknesses that I want you to tell everybody so they can game plan against them, but obviously every team's got something they're going to work on. Right. How are you guys kind of minimizing your shortcomings and maximizing your strengths?
Well, we absolutely put emphasis on everything, especially the things that we have struggled on in the past, and we just have to continue to make sure we do that.
You're a senior now. You may have been a leader previously, but now you're a senior leader. What goes into that? I mean, what is it that you take responsibility for as that senior?
A huge part of it is being vocally a leader, physically as well, with your body language. In the past, looking at myself freshman year, I was pretty quiet and low down, yeah. And so it's been interesting to see, along with everyone else, growing, in that leadership position, from where I was this kid that was very quiet and nonchalant to now I'm seeing myself very active, and that affects the total gameplay, especially when you're working together, have that really good cohesion on defense. I'm enjoying seeing myself grow in that area of leadership.
Got a couple seniors seated at the table. Obviously, you're going to have some other kids that have to step up and play. Yeah. Who are some of those guys that just from preseason are going to surprise some people?
I think Bob Rogers is a big one. We've also got Logan Zierzo who's coming back, and we really like him. And a lot of those guys that just want to get out there and give it all on the line, because what Coach Turk has really preached to us, especially with all the COVID complications, is appreciate the opportunity. And so, last year I think we had 16 to 18 games roughly, which is very nice for us at the time. But you don't know what's going to happen. We've had our first home game this year kind of got canceled on us, unfortunately. So we've got Geneva coming up. We're excited about that. So we're just appreciating every opportunity that we get.
Outstanding. Let's slide over to Hagen. Hagen, you were honorable mention all conference last year. Obviously you want to climb up that ladder.
Yes,
what's it going to take for you to show some improvement from last year?
I think what I need most to improve on is my offensive side of the basketball. I think that's where I struggle most. And I think rebounding. I think if I get more offensive rebounds, more defensive rebounds, I'll be able to climb up that ladder easily.
You're a multi-sport athlete like most of the Grand Valley kids. Most of the small school kids have to, they got to contribute to football, basketball, baseball, whatever. And how does it all come together for you? I mean, first you can tell me which one's your favorite, but then just kind of how do all the other sports complement you as an athlete?
Coach Turk probably wouldn't like this one, but sorry, Coach.
It's baseball, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 100% baseball.
Yeah,
I mean, I finagled a little bit of golf this year, which, that was a treat too. But I don't know, it's.
If you don't mind, I'm just going to hop in on this. So he's being very modest. Hagen's a very good baseball player. If you don't know, he just committed to Lake Erie.
I knew
he
that
signed
part.
His letter of intent.
Yep.
So we're happy and proud of him.
Thank you. But the small schools playing people, you play with the same people every sport. I mean, the chemistry you guys build through baseball, through basketball, through football, you can tell. You can really tell. You can tell who played football this year. They're so tight. They're so tight, it's crazy.
playing in the Valley Division, you're going to see Berkshire, you're going to see Cardinal, you're going to see Crest, all these teams that, you probably grew up playing against these kids in every sport. And so you develop these rivalries not only as a team, but, you have friends on each team and friendly rivalries. There's probably some kids you don't like, so you have the other kind of rivalry. But how cool is it to just kind of play in that type of a conference where it's a lot more fun than just going out and competing?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, you can go Geauga Fair, you're going to see people from Berkshire, you're going to see people from Cardinal. Wherever you go around, you're going to see someone from Cardinal, Berkshire, Edgewood. And, it's awesome. It's awesome being – I mean, we are in the middle of nowhere where we are, but a lot of the schools around us that are in our Valley Division are near us.
Right. But you've got an A&W.
Oh, we do have an A&W.
That's all that matters.
We do have
the
an
A&W. That's awesome. When you look at senior year, again, going back what I said with Ethan, is it's exciting. You've got another year in front of you, but at the same time, it's got to be a little bit bittersweet because it's going to close out your high school career, and you've got some baseball ahead of you in the spring and then also in college. But, just looking at this as your last high school season, what are you feeling about that?
Oh, it's sad. It's 100% sad. Even golf this year, it was my first year golfing, and when I didn't make it state, I was sad for a couple of days. I was like, I'll never be able to play it again. I'll still be able to play golf, but I'm never going to be able to play organized basketball again after this season. And I just have to just take every opportunity I can and just live in the moment.
Outstanding. All right, Coach, let's talk a little bit about the Valley Division. It's tough every year. You've got Kirtland, you've got Cardinal, you've got Berkshire. There's usually somebody that's on a run. They've got a good senior class or whatever. So that division it kind of goes in cycles. And, so you've got to come and compete every night. What's it going to take for your guys to be in that mix for that top spot at the end of the year?
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, for this year, you always start with Kirtland. They're always the team that you're looking up at first. And oddly enough, we didn't even play Kirtland or for Berkshire last year. They were on our schedule 4 times, and with COVID, we ended up not playing them. So we always start with Kirtland, and we know everybody else is going to be right there in the mix, whether it's Wycliffe, Berkshire, Cardinal. Seems like I'm forgetting one of the schools.
I always do too.
Wycliffe,
It's okay.
But we expect to show up and compete every night, whether it's their floor or our floor, and make every game of it count.
And then you get the crossover games against the Metro Division. I learned today that Lutheran West has a 6'8" guy, or 6'7", 6'8", somewhere around there. Trinity's got some pretty big bigs. So you're going to see a little bit of everything. In the Valley, you get smaller, scrappier teams, and then you get, Crestwood and Kirtland has the football players that go out and they're aggressive and physical on defense. And so how do you prepare your team for so many different looks?
Yeah, and I think it actually starts with both of these guys here. They committed themselves to the weight room probably 2 or 3 years ago, and so it's really paid off. I mean, if you look at this guy's legs, they're like tree trunks. And same with Hagen. If you saw both of these guys, they started for us as 9th graders. And if you saw both of these guys, what they look like, and I know just as you get older, normally you fill out, but these guys also have committed themselves to the weight room. So we think we're physical enough this year where we can compete with those teams, even if they are a little taller, obviously. But we think mentally and physically we're actually there now. Where a couple years ago, like I said, we're starting 9th graders.
Right.
But, yeah, the first I'm hearing of Lutheran West having a 6'8" guy, that always doesn't help, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I've heard that quite a bit today, that, now we've got to, change how we play them. So, yeah, it's definitely a shot alterer there, no matter how you look at it. But, and for you guys, what is it going to take? What are your keys to victory this year to kind of keep you, finding success and on the winning side of those scoreboards?
Absolutely, and it starts with actually both of these guys. These guys are leaders. They have been for the last couple years, but it starts on a defensive end. I'm sure every coach that's came through here today or this week talks about starting on defense, and if you get stops and steals there, you don't need to worry about the offense side because you're getting easy runouts. So yeah, everything starts with defense and then rebounding. We got to be able to hold our own there. Other than that, we got a lot of upperclassmen this year, which, like I said, we haven't had in years past. So we expect to be able to play anywhere from actually 9 to 11 guys on any given night.
And the nice side of that is when you have those guys with the varsity experience, and then you have a nice mix of younger guys, you're passing down, as you mentioned, the culture and the legacy. So that works out well. It's where, your seniors have to really work with the younger kids so that when they move on and, the younger kids step into those leadership roles, that same, you want everything to be the same. You don't want somebody to lead a different way, and so that's important.
And just to add on that, that's where we were actually lacking the last couple of years, where we're asking 9th and 10th graders to be your leaders. Now we even see it in practice just earlier today, where our JV team is competing and actually beating us because they're playing with upperclassmen there at the JV level. So we're at the point where our practices are more competitive.
That's awesome. All right. Well, I wish you all the best of luck this season. This is the Grand Valley Mustangs here at the 2021 CVC Boys Basketball Media Day. Coach, guys, I appreciate you coming out. Look forward to seeing you on the court.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
Sure. Up next is going to be the Berkshire Badgers to close out the Valley Division, and then we're going to move into CVC Swimming with the Independence Blue Devils. So do that momentarily. The Blue Devils will close out our media day. But up next, we've got the Berkshire Badgers taking their seats at the hot table. CVC TV, as always, is brought to you by Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. We'll run their commercial here after the Badgers as we let the swim team set up. Got a full table with Berkshire. I like it. All right, Coach. Head Coach Ryan Dickard, go ahead and introduce the guys you brought with you, and then just give us your elevator pitch. What can we expect out of the Badgers this year?
Sure. We got Isaac Potter, a senior, returning second-team all-conference player. Jack Keene, another senior, took a year off last year, but before that he was 2 years with the program, and we're excited to have him back. Joey Checkeye, junior at the end of the table, one of our returning varsity lettermen who got time with our large group of seniors last year and started towards the end of the year, and Mason Mendelera, also, well, a sophomore, but also got playing time last year and really came on strong towards the end of the year.
When you look at what you've seen in the preseason so far, how excited are you?
I'd say this week, or actually really today, we finally got most of the team back. I think we might be missing one player right now. But other than that, I mean, we're really young and experienced right now, but a lot of potential on the floor, and we got about 9 or 10 guys. And another thing I mentioned today, hey, we're looking at about 7 or 8 in the rotation, a lot of battling for playing time. Competition always is good to have on the team. So a lot of talent, and we're just looking for the best 5 to get out there and make plays and win ball games for us.
If it helps alleviate any stress, the prevailing thought at Media Day is a lot of young teams, trying to find their way. So I think you'll be right in that mix. So that's good. Let's slide that right over to Isaac. Isaac going in all conference last year. How do you build off that season? What's it going to take to kind of play a little bit better than you did last year?
Really just a lot of over the summer practice type stuff, and getting in the gym with my team. Building some chemistry, and getting a lot of experience.
Now, as one of the upperclassmen, Coach said you've got a young team. Not only do you have to go out and take care of your business, but you've got to kind of provide that leadership and help out the younger players. How have you done that?
Just if they're having a hard time, running their certain position, try and hop in, give a couple pointers here and there, make sure they know what they're doing.
You're one of the bigs, right?
You could say that. More
for Berkshire, yeah, Valley Division big. We were just talking. Lutheran West has a 6'8" guy, so you're going to see some big dudes in those crossover games. But as far as the Valley, 6'2", 6'3" is a big. But you're going to play Crestwood, you're going to play Kirtland, you're going to play some guy, football players that are down there in the post trying to block shots and do those things. How do you contend with that?
Really just got to be really physical, push them back. Just got to always compete, never give up.
Berkshire's got a long history and tradition of boys basketball success. How ready are you guys to kind of add your legacy to that?
We got a little ways to go, but we're very excited to see what we can do this year. Hopefully gonna contend for a CVC title and go far in the playoffs.
What kind of goals do you have individually and as a team?
Honestly, I'm hoping for at least a first-team all-conference, hopefully win the CVC title, and just honestly just make a deep run into the playoffs, hopefully even as far as regionals.
All right. Jack, let's go over to you. Let's start by, just talk a little bit about your role on the team and what you're hoping to accomplish this year.
Well, actually, I came out the other week and I sprained my ankle again, same ankle I sprained in football. So I've been getting a little time off, but I'm really just trying to become better every day and become a big role in the offense. And when we go in transition, we're going to really focus on getting back, and I think I can become a big role in that.
What is Coach asking of you? What does he look for you to do each night?
I think the big thing is to learn the offense and the zone defense, because I didn't play last year because of personal reasons, so I think that's going to be a big thing. It's just intelligence and making good choices on the court.
You didn't play last year. Some guys come from fall sports into winter sports, and they've got some time to get into basketball shape. You took a year off. How tough has that been? Just that transition coming back into playing basketball.
Yeah, it's really tough, and I've been really learning a lot throughout these past weeks. I haven't shot at basketball in a while, so I'm really just trying to become just the best I can be.
What are you looking to accomplish this year? I mean, a year away, you got a lot to make up for.
Yeah, I mean, as a sophomore, I was a varsity letter winner, but I didn't really get any CVC recognition, so I think that would be a huge goal of mine personally. And as a team, a CVC title would be really cool.
Who are some of the young guys that have impressed you so far?
Well, I think Miles has actually stepped it up. He didn't play the back half of the football season, and him coming back, it's been great. I love being around him.
What's it going to take for Berkshire to go out and beat their rival Cardinal, beat Kirtland, beat Crestwood, beat Wycliffe, beat Grand Valley, to come out on top of the CVC Valley division?
I think one of the big things, just competing, never giving up on any game.
All right. Mason, you ready? What is your role with the Badgers? What are they looking for you to do each game?
My role is really to just be the leader out there on the court at all times. I feel like I have a really good understanding of what we're trying to do at all times and through every situation. So guiding my teammates through everything and slowing the offense down when it needs to be, or speeding it up when it needs to be sped up, and just understanding and being aware of what's going on.
From a player's perspective, I mean, you guys can, as you said, you can speed it up, you can play faster tempo. Where do you think your team is best? You think you guys have more success playing up tempo, slowing it down?
I think up tempo, definitely. We have a bunch of smaller guys that are real quick, so I feel like transition is going to be a huge difference maker in every single game we play this year. Getting quick, getting teams, making them face pressure, and getting traps and creating offense off of our defense, that's going to be a big part of every game we play.
Every team has weaknesses. I don't want to know what yours are. I don't want you to give any secrets away, but how do you guys maximize your strengths to minimize your weaknesses? How do you go about that?
I feel like maximizing our strength is just moving the ball around and getting the best look possible on every possession we have. I feel like if we value each possession at a time and focus on the present, not the past or not the future, I feel like that's where our strengths are going to come in. And minimizing weaknesses, I feel like that's just going to come with playing together as a team. Relying on each other, having each other's backs, that's really what it's going to come down to. And we all know one guy can't win a game. It's going to take all five of us at all times.
What do you have goal-wise for yourself for this year?
I've really not thought about individual goals. I just want to win games and win a CVC title and go a little bit further in the playoffs. Hopefully get to the district level. That's really our goal. But really I feel like every day in practice, the whole team's just gelling together closer and closer every single day. So I feel like we're getting closer to those goals by the minute. And we just got to keep doing what we're doing, stick together. That's all it's going to take.
All right. Joey, we'll close out the player portion with you. How excited are you to embark upon a new season? Sophomore, right? You're junior. Yeah. You're my daughter's grade. So yeah. Okay. So, exciting to start a new season, especially after last year and the way things were just so confusing and disappointing all at the same time.
Yeah, no, it's going to be awesome, especially coming off that last senior class, and just the impact they had coming off. I just want to keep it going for the younger guys. Make them feel the same way I felt, and just ultimately keep the legacy going. Just keep pushing forward.
I think I don't know if it's your first game, but early in your season, you're playing down at Quicken Loans Arena, right?
Yeah. That's day before Thanksgiving, actually, 22nd.
Yeah, so that's nice. So that's first game, right? Is that So that's got to be exciting.
24th. Sorry.
Yeah, so you kick off
my bad.
You kick off the season down there at a pro arena. That's got to kind of light up the eyes a little bit.
Yeah, no, we're for sure excited about it. We're all planning to stay after for the Cavs game too. Like a little warm up.
I talked a little bit earlier about the tradition and the legacy of Berkshire boys basketball. How do you fit into that? I mean, how do you know what's out there? How do you add to it?
We just have a ton of athletes out there, and I think we could do a lot this season. Ultimately, just do some great things, prove a lot of people wrong for sure.
Through preseason practice so far, who has been the player that you've seen that you just said, oh, there's going to be a difference maker?
Actually, one of our newest additions, Ethan Brindle, he's going to be our big this year, and I can just see him growing as a player, and he just has great hands, great footwork. I think he'll be a big key to our successes this year.
He's the guy that's been hanging out at Subway with my daughters. I need to. Oh wait! I got to show the faces of all of you guys now. That does not look good. Oh man.
He's a pretty good guy.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
All respect to Ethan.
Oh boy, yeah, that doesn't make me feel so good. So. Joey, you're one of those multi-sport kids too. How does that help? I mean, everybody, these small schools, you have to play multi-sports just to fill out the rosters. How does that help though with your basketball game? How do your other sports complement basketball?
With all these multi-sport athletes, we just know how to win. We've played all these sports. We seen different environments. We know how to play, come down to the wire. So I just really think, at the end of the day, all of us are going to know how to win, want to win.
What are you looking to accomplish, both individually and as a team?
Individually, I'm shooting for second team. At least honorable mention. Prove myself to the CVC, make great strides, and then. Like all these guys said, team-wise, I want to win a championship, make a statement in the CVC.
Outstanding. All right, Coach, we're going to throw it back to you. You heard what your guys had to say. Is that a comforting thought now, or do you have to go back to the drawing board and say, wait, I didn't coach them up the way I thought I did?
No, I mean, they're all good public speakers, and they speak well and represent Berkshire well, so I thought all their answers were good, particularly like Mason's answer of not worrying about individual things, more focused on the team, and then individual accolades come with team success. It always follows like that. You see MVPs all the time, usually going to the best team, best player on the best team. So, yeah, really excited for this group of guys, and great on the court, great off the court. It's a fun group to be around.
Every team's going to have some challenges to overcome. What are yours?
I'd go back to probably the inexperience. So we're really excited about the core sophomore group coming up, and we mentioned Ethan, Isaac, both being seniors, and a couple solid juniors as well, and just good mix all throughout. But they all complement each other well. They all have different strengths, and looking to maximize those strengths as coaches and put them in the best position to succeed, so teams can't exploit our weaknesses or don't find them. Either way, whatever leads to wins is what we're going for.
All right. And lastly, keys to victory. What is it going to take for you guys to achieve your goals?
Coming out each night, competing, battling, working on the glass both offensively and defensively, and really take care of those things. Doesn't really matter what happens on the offensive side. We're confident we'll come out with a win.
Outstanding. All right, that is the Berkshire Badgers here closing out the CVC Boys Basketball Media Day. Thanks for making that trip. I should have carpooled with you, but I'll be behind you in about half an hour or so. Thanks for making the trip, guys. Good luck this season. That was the Berkshire Badgers here, closing out the Valley Division portion of our CVC Boys Basketball Media Day. Up next, we're actually going to turn the page a little bit, and we've got the Independent Swim Team who is here with us today. They can't make it to our Swimming Media Day, so we're going to fit them in tonight. Happy to have them here. And after the Blue Devils are done previewing their season, we will be done with this Media Day event, and I'll make that long trip home. Start some coverage of girls basketball tomorrow. Looking forward to that. And then we've got our CVC Volleyball All-Star Game on Sunday out at Perry. Next week, boys and girls basketball start. We've got swimming and wrestling media days coming up. So all kinds of action here at the CVC, and CVC TV will be there for a lot of it. All right, so on to our first swim team for next week's media day. Coach C. Lusk. Coach, I appreciate you guys making the long trip here. I know it's way out of the way. But glad you could be here. I know you couldn't make it to Media Day next week, so definitely happy to fit you in. But go ahead and introduce the swimmers you brought with us, and then just give us a little bit of an elevator pitch of what you expect out of your team this year. There's a little black switch on there, too. Flip that up. There you go.
These are 3 of my 4 captains. It's Lucy Ballounis, Hannah McGrail, and Charlie McGrail. Charlie's a junior and the girls are seniors. This year we're rather smaller than usual, but a lot of potential.
All right, well, let's start with Lucy. Lucy, let's see, you're a cross-country runner, I remember, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So you got a little bit of competition there in the fall. How ready are you for the swim season?
I'm really looking forward to it. Cross country helped me a lot with swimming last year especially, so I think it'll be a good season for me.
That's a good complementary sport. You get all that conditioning. But I have to imagine it's a little bit different, though, because now you have to use your arms and everything else. So how do you get swim ready after a cross-country season?
Well, throughout the cross-country season, I was lifting a lot, and I think that has really helped me in the swim season right now.
What events do you plan to compete in this year?
I'm really excited for the 200 free, and then perhaps the 200 IM, which is...
What's your preference? You got a favorite?
Probably 200 free.
What is it about the 200 free you like?
It's a middle distance event, so I feel that that's kind of just my strong suit in swimming, or the distance events.
And now you're a senior. You've been on swim team for 4 years?
Yes.
And how have you grown as a swimmer from freshman year to the start of your senior year?
I would say that throughout every year, I really improved and learned a lot about my swimming and myself as a swimmer. And yeah, I think it's going to be great this year.
As a senior, what do you do to kind of encourage your younger teammates and also help promote the swim team around the school?
I try to set a really good example and always be really positive when talking about swim team, and especially to the younger swimmers as well. Just working really hard and just having that work ethic for everyone.
What kind of goals do you have for your senior year?
I'm hoping to make it to districts this year and also maybe make top 10 leaderboard with the 200 free.
And you guys have that leaderboard right down the hallway. You get to see it every day. How does that kind of inspire you?
It's definitely just a goal of mine. It's always in the back of my head. Like at practice, if I'm like feeling tired, I'm like, okay, I gotta keep working. I gotta keep working hard to reach that goal.
Since we're here for Boys Basketball Media Day, I've been asking all the coaches and players about their other teammates because, you know, you're practicing, you're seeing them, you're working with them. I don't know if it's the same way in swimming, your head's underwater, but who are some of the other swimmers that aren't here at Media Day that have impressed you?
There's a lot of first-year and second-year swimmers that have a lot of potential this year, and it's going to be exciting to see them throughout the season.
Outstanding. All right, Hannah, you're on the hot seat. Hannah, you've played 4 years of varsity soccer. You are a curler, one of those things that not too many people know about. So, and now you're a swimmer. So, of all the sports that you play, what is your favorite?
Right now it's swimming, but when I curl, it's curling. So.
And when you play soccer, it's soccer.
Yeah.
So whatever the flavor of the day is.
Yeah.
That's good. Any similarities between curling, soccer, and swimming? Aside from the conditioning part in soccer and swimming.
The cardio for all of them, it's definitely important. Strength, different you use different muscles for all of them. So it's really important to have all those for all the different sports.
What events are you competing in this year?
100 free and 200 free.
Do you have a preference? Which one's your favorite?
100 free.
Is it because it's shorter?
It's a little bit because it's shorter, but you could go a little faster in the 100.
I see. And what kind of goals do you have for your senior year in swimming?
Definitely districts and to move up the top 10 leaderboard, like Lucy said, and just to have a fun year, just make new friends with the younger swimmers and everything like that.
Now, curling and swimming overlap, right?
Yes, they
so
do.
So you'll start curling late November?
We actually started in September this
okay.
year.
So
yeah.
so you're well underway,
Yeah.
and you've been to nationals. You've placed at nationals.
Sure. Yeah.
No.
Well, this year's nationals, we were very young. I was the oldest on the team, so we did not do as well as we'd hoped. But in the past, we have placed at nationals.
How cool is it to play in those sports that don't get all the attention of even soccer, doesn't get quite as much attention as girls basketball or volleyball, and obviously not football. Everyone loves football. But how cool is it to be in one of those little sports and doing well at that?
It's very cool. It's a super tight-knit community. Like, everyone knows everyone, so you always feel like when you travel, you'll know someone at every club event. You feel like it's a family all the time.
And then what I like about swimming and gymnastics, and there are a couple other sports where the kids are so encouraging of their opponents. And it's not like, oh, I've got to beat you, and you don't have that rivalry. So it's like swimming, you're cheering for everyone. You want them to do, obviously you want to beat them and get a faster time, but you're more about cheering people to achieve their best. What does that say about the sports that you compete in?
Well, it's a great network of people to have when you cheer on others. It's a lot of fun to cheer. Last year we didn't really get to do that, so I hope that this year we get to cheer on and just encourage everyone.
What is the thing you like most about swimming?
You can do it individually, but in the end you're still a team, and teamwork's important.
I know for 10 years now or so that I've been around Independence, you guys have had some good swimmers. You still haven't gotten to that next level. What does it take to get there?
Practice every day for great workouts and stuff like that, and just the mindset of wanting to get that far and work that hard.
All right, well, good luck to you this season.
Thank you.
Charlie, you are up on the hot seat. Let's start out. Tell us what events you compete in.
I swim the 100 fly, the 200 IM, and the 200 medley relay.
Is there a favorite among the three?
Probably the medley relay or the 100 fly.
Explain the medley relay to me. Somebody explained it once, but I'm not real smart.
All right, so 4 people swim in that. We swim 50, so down and back, and then it goes back, breast, fly, free. I swim the fly. I think we're going to do pretty good in that this year.
So all the distances are the same?
Yeah.
Isn't there a race where, like, someone swims a 50, then someone does 100? Is there?
We don't have that.
You don't have
Not
that?
in high school, at least.
But does it exist? Just so I don't think I'm crazy?
I think it exists.
Okay. I'm gonna take your word for it.
All right.
Maybe it's track. Isn't there an event in track, like someone, I don't know, like one of the relays that they've done out here is like somebody runs a 50. I don't know. I'm confused. I said I'm not real smart, but so talk about swimming, Charlie. What is it that you like about swimming and competing in a pool?
I love swimming just because I'm always competing against myself, which is my own times, and then it's also great conditioning for other sports I play.
What is your biggest challenge in the pool?
Just beating myself, trying to get to the top of that top 10 list, make it to states my senior year, hopefully, maybe this year. We'll see.
What kind of times have you put up? I mean, are you getting close or?
I'm pretty close. We're working on it.
Like in swimming, it's not like in cross country, someone might finish and then 20 seconds later someone else finishes. In swimming, it's a fraction of a second. That's nerve-wracking to me.
Yeah, a little bit. Those last few strokes, you really got to push and try and beat somebody out.
Yeah, I mean, you could be having the race of your life, and all of a sudden you have an itch on your shoulder, and now you're in fourth place. It's like that timing. It just That would really make me anxious. I just wouldn't thrive in the pool. Yeah. Number one, I have a nickname Rock, and so I don't swim well anyway. But so going into this year, I mean, is there any event that you've really focused on, or do you just kind of balance your time among the three?
Probably my 100 fly the most. Just working on the little things now, fine-tuning it.
Look, going back to the question I asked earlier, you've got three swimmers here, but probably 20, 25 on the team. Who are some of the kids that have stood out to you or have made some big improvements this year?
I would say everybody. Everybody seems to be working hard. The freshman class is pretty big, and they all work hard too.
All right. Coach, I'm going to throw it back to you, and you can just kind of tell us, I've asked the kids a little bit about some of the other swimmers that have made an impression on them. Who are the swimmers that have made a positive impression on you in the preseason?
Well, we haven't had any meets yet, so it's kind of hard to say. I mean, you're swimming against a clock all the time, and in practice, they're all doing really well, and you can see the improvement. It would be a lot easier to say after our first couple of meets to see. And the freshmen have a lot of potential, and they've really been working hard. But it all changes when a meet comes and nerves set in, and we miss a wall on a turn, or we forget to hit that touch pad hard enough, and they learn after a while they know. A few of the freshmen do swim year-round, so they've got that little bit of advantage. I mean, hopefully they're going to go a long way this year. They have a lot of potential. So, I don't want to name names because I'll probably miss somebody.
Right.
So I'm just going to say the freshmen are adding a lot to our team. Our team is small this year, which is good in one way because it gives a lot more individual work to the ones that are there. It doesn't help when we swim a Chagrin Falls or, if we would swim a Hawken. But for the majority of our meets, we hold our own, no matter what the team size is or, we have this year we're going to have a lot of good races. So.
Good. And the Chagrin Valley Conference is definitely a swimming conference, when you add Hawken and Orange and Chagrin and all those teams that have had so much success. How does that kind of help your team? I mean, when you've got some younger kids that are new to swimming or even kids that have been swimming a while but haven't had that success, when they see their peers excelling at the state level, does that help your program?
I think it helps a lot. Like we swim Chagrin, and she'll try and match us up even, so there's good races the entire night. And we talk before the meet, who you're going to put where and what swimmers are good and where's your strength, and they need to see what's out there. So when they get to sectionals, they aren't overwhelmed with the numbers, but number two with the quality of the swimmers that are there too. So. It'll be a very interesting season. Should be really productive.
Right. And that goes back to what I said earlier, is where I don't think people get caught up in the competition against each other as opposed to we just want our kids to swim a faster time. So setting up better races where they get better competition or like competition works well.
It's fun to win a meet, but it's more rewarding to watch the kids' times drop, and that's what we strive for all the time. And for, like they said, to get on the top 10 list of our all-time swimmers, and some of them are already there. So they want to climb up higher and higher and break our records board too. So it'll be a good season.
And what do you guys do? Whoever wants to answer this one can jump in. What do you guys do to kind of promote the swim team? I mean, swimming, very few schools, swimming is like one of the top sports. So it's always an afterthought in many schools. Some schools have one swimmer, some don't have any. And how do you guys as swimmers just kind of promote it around school so that you have a legacy behind you where you've done your part to improve the program?
Well, we do spirit wear, so obviously that just gets our message out subtly, and then we do some fundraising like at Fall Fest and Home Days where everybody in Independence is always there, so we have a booth, and it's normally pretty good. We sell pierogies.
I like pierogies.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like pierogies?
It's a good question.
My dog does not like pierogies. All right. Well, that is the Independence swim team here. Turning the page from boys basketball media day to swim media day. This will be the longest media day in history since we started it today, and it'll end on, I believe, December 5th. So we've got a long media day in store for CVC swimming, but I'm glad you guys were able to get out here. I hate that teams, aren't able to make it out to our media day. So glad you guys we were able to squeeze you in here, and best of luck to you this season. All right, that was the Independence Blue Devils swim team. And that is going to close out our evening here at Independence, where we held our CVC Boys Basketball Media Day. I am Steve Hare, the CVC Sports Information Director. As I mentioned, tomorrow kicks off the girls basketball season. I will be out at Perry for the non-conference game between Madison and Perry. On Saturday, I'll be out at the Kirtland Regional Championship football game. On Sunday, we've got the CVC Volleyball All-Star matches out at Perry High School beginning at 5 and 7. Both of those matches will air on CVC TV. Next week, it's a lot of basketball coverage. We've got Wrestling Media Day coming up, and as I mentioned, the Swim Media Day, and then a whole lot of action on CVC TV throughout the winter sports season. So I appreciate you all tuning in tonight. I hope you enjoyed learning more about our basketball teams, and I appreciate you watching our CVC show here tonight. From Independence, signing out.